Welcome, race fans, once again to LSR TV. Here tonight, the Orgain 600K at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Should be a great race. And we're here for the Adrenaline iRacing League. And we want to give a big shout out before we dive too far into things here tonight to the sponsor at hand, of course, Orgain Clean Nutrition, kind of a new company here that we've heard about, so we're going to kind of talk about them just a little bit. Of course, Orgain prides himself on producing high-quality, plant-based, non-GMO nutritional products. They produce they produce powders, drinks, bars, and even products for kids. So all the kids out there can grab something as well. Head on over to Orgain.com to get your products today. We'll talk a little bit more in depth about that a little on later tonight. So again, as you can see right there, 58 seconds left on the clock before we move into the actual racing here, or qualifying, I should say. You might notice a new little overlay ticker on there we've had for quite some time. SDK Gaming bringing this out just a little while ago. We just haven't opted to use it too terribly much, but we are using it here tonight to kind of test that out a little bit. We do have the sidebar. We'll pull that up from time to time as well. That being said, we hope everybody is enjoying themselves on this Sunday afternoon. A little bit longer race than we are normally having. This will probably be in the range of 2.5 to 3 hours, as we're running 250 laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Of course, a little bit extra for the driver's incentive here tonight, as there's $50 on the line for the race winner. And there you see it right there. Checkered flag is waving for practice. Qualifying going to be coming up next for all the drivers involved. 28 of them here have made their way to the track. 2 laps is what they have, as you see right there on the board, and they're not going to waste any time getting out onto the track to make things happen. So we'll quickly get over to him. As the first driver going to be out, that's going to be Tyler Tomasi in that number 76 machine, a Toyota out on track. We'll see how he stacks up against the rest of the field, as still sporting a paint job that's a little different out there. So we'll definitely wait to see how times do stack up. And why not here? Let's go ahead and let's get rid of that off your screen, and let's pull this up onto your screen there. If we can get it to show up anyway. We'll have to possibly, there we go, get it to show up. And we'll put the time on the clock here for qualifying. 5 minutes. Tyler Tomasi going to be the first one, or one of the first ones to put out a time. We'll see who else is going to be with him. Is Star J Man in the number 49 machine also out on track, as well as McDowell, Bourne, Jump, Stamp, Smith, Kenny, Dyer, and Drakey. A few others going to be out there as well. Gilberto Gamera out there on the track, and it's going to be Tomasi at the top, and I stand corrected. It's going to be Gomez with a 29.379 at the top. Tyler Tomasi right behind him, and Tom Bourne going to put down a solid lap in the number 54 G Fuel machine as well. So he'll put down a 29.39.001. Roughly 001, rounding it anyway in our scoring tower. We'll see. Robert Kinney, as we've been told, is a favorite here for tonight's racing action. We'll see if he's able to produce on that in that G Fuel number 34 Toyota Camry. Again, one we've told was a favorite here to possibly win this race here at Charlotte out of Sky Motorsports Camp anyway. We'll see if that does. And we also have Matt Dyer in the number 88 Bose machine. A matte black looking ride, a different ride for him tonight. He's not usually driving the Bose Snap-on Ford, but we'll see. Looking good in that car too. As we'll jump over real quick to Derek Smith with a 29.360. Fastest time in the only 3.6, never mind. a fan favorite here, Bronson Stafford, 29.360. We have a tie for the top spot here in qualifying. Have to see how that one stacks up. Two drivers with the exact same time. Right now it is showing Braxton Deweese with the top there. And last lap not going to be any better for Derek Smith, so they will stay tied here in qualifying. We go over to Jared Matthew, driver of the number 51 machine, and he is currently not showing a time, and he is on his second lap of 29.73 is the time he has. Of course, not going to be quite fast enough. We'll see if he can duplicate or do better on his second lap, and that's going to do it right there, and it's going to be a little better. 29.61, but still not enough to take him inside the top 10 or to the top of the charts. We'll take a look over to Bronson Stafford, who is on his first lap, and the number 61 Cineplex. That is a Toyota Camry as well. He currently getting a working lap number 1. We'll see what kind of time he puts in, and I do believe Wesley Outland is now in the house. I'm wondering that myself. It's Wesley, I think you're trying to add some laps here. 250 laps. We definitely don't want 300. That'd take even longer. That is correct. Yes, we don't want any more laps. We're going to be here while that's it. But that being said, you know the youngster here. Yes, it's definitely going to be a fun race, and you know, I just love the way these cars line up on the starting grid, Wesley, as we're going to get down there. And, you know, we'll quickly get into the grid before we get things going too far. And look who's sitting on the top of this here, that number 27 of Braxton Deweese. Yeah, they definitely are. Row number 2 behind them is going to be Christian Gomez and Starjay Mann in that number 49. It's going to be interesting. I want to point out that Apple car real quick. I believe Apple only sponsored a race car for like one race, one time, and that car looks pretty good in sitting in second place. And Tyler Tomasi in the 76. Robert Henny in the 34 are going to be rounding out row 4. And just behind them is one of my favorite drivers. That is Matt Too Sexy Dyer. We'll show you why later on in that 88 machine. And Jacob Hope in the 22, rounding out your top 12 in your sixth row driver. And we got two good drivers back here, Andy McDowell, the number 20, and Shane Therian. We'll see how he does in the number 16 spot. And of course, you can't leave out Alex Walter and Tyler Stooksbury. We'll see how he did. He did fairly good last week. We'll come to it. Logan Brakey in the 29 and Gilberto Gamera in that 94 and 22nd spot.
Laps in here, underway at Charlotte, 250 laps, 600 kilometers. One of the longest races on the circuit now tonight for these drivers of the Adrenaline iRacing League. And in the early going, we have Deweese looking for that first career win. I know we have a long time to come in this race here, Charles Wooten, but that 27 has been hungry since the season has started back at Daytona.
Yeah, it definitely has. And like you said, a long race. These guys are up for it. 28 of them showed up here, which isn't a record, but it is a lot of drivers. And that lets you know these guys are definitely looking for it. And apparently I'm a jinx. I start talking and the caution comes out.
Problems, caution coming out first time here tonight at Charlotte. We'll take a look at this replay. We'll find out what happened. Of things, 38 and 25 get together up the racetrack, goes to 25. He'll almost put the rear end up against the concrete in turn number 2. No harm, no foul. It looked like he really got that much damage, if you will. Charles, it looks like he'll be able to continue along.
Yeah, man, I think the only thing damaged on that car is the LSR TV logo in the back left quarter panel. So, yeah. And unfortunately, our logo just got wrinkled up. We'll have to have a talk with Shane about that. But other than that, it's going to be, again, a long race. I don't think these guys are going to complain too much about a few cautions. It will give them a break to kind of settle down and get back into that groove. But Braxton Deweese, I still just am impressed with this young driver. You know, he's been good all the season, and then he comes here and he fakes it out.
Deweese does a fake on everybody coming to pit road. Gomez will stay behind him in the Energy 48. But meanwhile, Smith, Hoppy, all of these drivers, Walter on back coming to pit road. Cody, Charles, a little too early for pit stops, yes or no? What do you think? We're only 5 laps into things here at Charlotte.
I think it's a little too early myself. I think, Braxton did a good job staying out there along with the 48 of Gomez. I just think it's way too soon to come down pit road, especially as long as this race is going to be. My personal take on it, Wesley, I want to stay out. Not so much because, I just want to. I want to see what, scuffed, worn tires will do. Even though these aren't too worn, I want to see what happens. If this happens late in the race, can I do this and maintain up front?
And Charles, we also have a special guest joining us. He's also called a couple of esports events before for LSR TV. Jordan Studebaker. Jordan, Cups at Charlotte. This is going to be a long race here tonight. What was your take of everybody coming to pit road early? I did see you shaking your head. Maybe it was too early?
Yeah, I don't think pitting this early was a smart choice, only because of, I mean, yes, you have fresher tires than the people up front, like the 27 that didn't pit, but in the long term, will that actually help you in the long run?
Yeah, I think we're all in consensus to agree. Why did these guys give up track position to pit so early in this event? Lap 6 of 250 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. One of the historic tracks of NASCAR, built back in the 60s by Mr. Bruton Smith. Now his grandson Marcus Smith operates that facility. I get to do a lot of announcing at Charlotte Motor Speedway in Bristol and Atlanta, and all of the great facilities there that are part of Speedway Motorsports Incorporated. And you know, they call it America's home for racing as their slogan, Charles, and it had to be fitting to have the Adrenaline iRacing League have an event of this caliber for the Orgain 600K on their schedule. And this is going to be a grueling race. You cannot wear yourself out, and that's why I think they made mistakes pitting so early.
Yeah, definitely too. And of course, we will get the stage caution at lap 75. And you know, a lot of leagues don't do stages, and I love the way they do their stage. They only have 2 stages. The first one.
That's right.
And what I like about it is they don't do it halfway. They do it a short one and then a long one, so you can get a shorter run and then a long run. And just on a completely side note, I'm glad there was somebody else there with you that talked on the bike, because I heard him talk a little earlier, and I thought I was going crazy hearing other voices.
No, Jordan got a little too excited and jumped the gun, and I was just like, "Hey, buddy, wait till I introduce you. Just wait till I introduce you."
Hey, I was sitting here, getting everything ready, and
it was the voices inside your head.
Yes,
Charles,
I was thinking, what do I not have unmuted?
I've been hanging out with my girlfriend in Durham all weekend. Whenever I've not been on the road announcing, and Jordan actually got to go to Martinsville Speedway yesterday. That's pretty damn cool, wasn't it?
Pictures and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I got to go to Martinsville Speedway before we stopped in and made the announcement up there at Franklin for the Modifieds call, Cody. So he really enjoyed it. And then it was a long night. We had a weather delay, didn't get in back in until 4 o'clock. So yeah, we're just kind of enjoying it, enjoying the races. So the lights are off on the pace car, and we went from a dirt modified race to now doing a pavement race here at Charlotte.
Yeah, totally different. You know, and you talked about the Bristol race in real life being the, you know, that was the all-star race.
Yes, it was.
This is kind of the all-star race for these guys, and that's at Charlotte. So we get 2 all-star races in 1 week, one at the old, where it would have been, and one at Bristol.
Yes, sir. Yes, and if you want to count also the race at Trenton Jump one at Daytona being like the All-Star, Open Invitational race, definitely that was a cool one. But this is a special event, 600 kilometers. To have Orgain as a sponsor, I think is really, really cool. It just shows an awesome job that Tanner Johnson and all the folks that are involved with the Adrenaline iRacing League have done with this Sunday program. We had a crazy caution flag fiesta of the Banana Republic flag last Sunday that we called at Bristol, 24 cautions, and now we're ready to bring the field back for the restart. Peter, the pace car driver, brings it in behind the wall. Barney, the iRacing flagman, waves the green flag. Back underway here at Esports Charlotte, and Braxton DeWeese on the jump, pulling away back to turn 1.
Yeah, Braxton DeWeese going to pull away as quickly as he can. And then you, of course, have the 76 of Tyler Tomasi, still trying to wonder out if he was a little intoxicated when he painted that car, as we got some upside-down backwards letters. But meanwhile, Christian Gomez are right there. Again, if you remember last week, Wesley, Gomez had a really strong car and then faded the longer we did into the run. Let's hope that doesn't happen again.
Sure did, as they get ready to make their way off of turn 2 to the back straightaway. DeWeese, you've seen him, Jordan. I know you're new to this series, but that's a really, really strong car we've seen in that 27. But Tomasi and Gomez are starting to make a little battle coming to the front themselves.
Yeah, they definitely.
Yeah, the 27 got a really good jump off in the beginning, and the 76 and 48 managed to catch up slightly, but they got a little ways to go.
Three-man broadcast crew roars back into turn number 1, led by Deweese, looking out. And I'll be honest with you, Charles, we called pretty much all these races from the go with Devin Henry or yourself. I would love to see Braxton Deweese get a race win. I know a lot of people root him on. I thought he'd done so good at Bristol last weekend, coming back from 4 laps down and just showing the intensity and the drive that he had. Even though it's an esports broadcast, he wanted it, and he comes so close to getting victory. Had to settle for 2nd or 3rd last week at Bristol.
Yeah, and that's a lot of the thing with these esports. People think, it's just a video game, you want a video game, go play Xbox or PlayStation. This is not a video game. It is a simulator, and, I can attest to it. I don't even race, and I probably have $8,000 to $10,000 invested in my stuff. These guys have thousands of dollars invested in their gear, steering wheels, pedals, shifters, butt kickers, if you have one of those. If you don't know what it is, well, we'll just tell you. It's a thing that attaches to the bottom of your chair, and it actually, it vibrates, and, it simulates the car getting tossed around. They call it butt
thumper or butt kicker?
Butt kicker. That is the name of the product.
He's over here trying to get one.
So there's a lot of money that goes behind when you think Wesley's done for the day. He's suck on butt kicker now. But,
oh, wow.
I mean, they have everything.
You haven't even had your wine yet.
I know, exactly. I've just never heard of something called a butt kicker as a vibrating butt machine.
You're simulated racing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's going to be a long race tonight, Charles. And you already said butt kicker the first 15 laps. Oh, boy.
You'll have to look it up, but it's actually a really nice piece of equipment these guys use. And speaking of great equipment, got that Apple computer number 66. He's trying to make a run. We got a 3-car battle right now going on for 3rd place, but it looks like the 66 of Smith is going to take it over.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Back across the line, this race. Hey, can we change subjects and talk about the butt kicker and talk about now that's Apple computer number 66 machine by Mr. Smith? That's a nice-looking machine, a retro throwback, if you will, here at the Orgain 600K at Charlotte.
Gives you the idea of Atari or whatever.
Yes.
It's like the shirts, yeah.
How about that one, Charles?
Yeah, that is, and we just got done broadcasting a race that had Atari in it as well, so maybe it's the month of throwbacks here, and speaking of throwbacks, we'll go back a little bit here. That Battle for Third kind of relaxed itself, but, you do have Stargate Man in that number 49 machine. He's trying to get to the back bumper, and he does. He's going to get by, and what a rocket ship that 49 is right now.
Just kind of interacting with all of our guests in our broadcast feed, so we do thank you for that. Like, share at LSR TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As across the start-finish line, we see now this battle continuing for inside the top 5 to the inside. That is Maine. Maine has Pajari to the outside lane, or actually that's the number 5 going a lap down, I think it is, as this race continues along.
And
66 going to the lead. How about that now? Apple computer. Smith gets around Deweese for P1. They're off turn 4, Jordan.
Yeah.
New leader.
Sometimes old is not the worst.
That's right. And I kind of wondered, Cody, would we see these special throwback paint schemes or wrap jobs? Because this is a special race. I know this is round 4 of the Adrenaline iRacing League, but this is the Orgain 600K, the longest race on the circuit for the series here tonight. And we're going to have that transition just like we have in reality at the Coca-Cola 600 that I announce every year on Memorial Day weekend. Suffice to say, not this year because of the pandemic, but you start in the daytime, you transition into nightfall, and then you go into dusk, and then you go into darkness. And we're going to see that same thing happen here within the next 230 laps of this broadcast on LSR TV.
Yeah, it is going to transition a ton. A lot of things are going to happen here tonight. The question is what's going to happen. I really want to know how many cautions we're going to have If you were out on this track right now, Wesley, how many cautions you want to see? 2, 3, 5, 6. I almost want to see maybe 5 or 6 just to kind of break those long runs up, unless your car's set up for the long run. In that case, you're going to be tired later.
Smith out in front. You're seeing now the 49 of Mann moving now. Sergeant Mann to the number 2 position. There's Bourne, the Daytona winner. As here they come across the line, top 3. Another thing that I really find cool about this series is we're now in race 4 of the series. We're 4 for 4 if you count the All-Star race and the 3 points races. We've had 4 different winners in 4 events of the Adrenaline iRacing League in Season 2, Charles Wooten.
Yeah, it's been a good season. It's not a long season either. I think it's only 15 or so races. Talking about the season and what's coming up, we are here running the longest race of the season. And then next week, we turn around and we're going to run quite a significant fewer laps, but we are going to the Glen. These guys are going to have to turn right and left to go around that track.
Racing.
Oh,
Road course racing should be fun next week, Jordan. Here comes that Navy colors, number 38 machine of Shane Therian, former champion on the series. There goes Grant in the 5 car. Jacob Grant, it says he's in the 55 on scoring, but he's actually in the 5 machine, as he'll clear him to the inside, crossover move. Therian will now power back on the outside lane to the back straightaway, and Grant to the bottom now, fighting for this position in the 5th position now, as it's still Smith leading the way. That side-by-side battle going to 3 there.
Yeah, those 2 or 3 have kind of packed in the front of the field, kind of just stepped away from the rest of these guys. You really have to go back to that battle for 3rd. And look at this group right here. Braxton, unfortunately, Deweese has fallen back 8 spots to 9. So it makes you wonder how those old tires are affecting. I don't think they were bad at the start, but the longer we run, we're really starting to see what those tires will do, as he is sliding back now 9 spots to 10th.
Ironically, the leaders are closing in on lap traffic as, well, I know, my apologies. Actually, that's Deweese, man. He has got mired all the way to the back. Something happened to Braxton Deweese's car, as he's now inside the top 15 and 11th, now mired with Kenny and the driver of Tomasi. Some of these cars that were earlier in the top 5 now, Charles, have fallen all the way back here in the early going.
And Braxton Deweese and Tyler Tomasi are both drivers that did not pit when everyone else did. They faked them out, but I think the fake out may have been on them, as they have definitely fallen back. Those tires are a little bit older than everybody else. Remember, everybody came down on lap 5. We're on lap 27 now. So we're starting to see those tires that were a little bit worn are playing a factor.
600 kilometers, 250 laps here this evening on LSR TV of the Orgain 600K. Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten, Jordan Studebaker on this broadcast for your home of sim racing. And out in front, it is still Smith. Mann is up to 2nd. Bourne, the Daytona winner, is 3rd. The All-Star Daytona winner of the Open Jump is in 4th. Shane Therian, former champion of the series, sits in the 5th position. As we now look at the Apple car of Smith. You like that car, don't you, Jordan?
Yeah, I really like that car. It definitely reminds me of like older games. Like I said, Atari. Nice
looking machine there.
Yeah.
You know, we should work on something, Charles. I think it'd be cool if we could put together our own throwback weekend for LSR TV and do some type of a race where we have an opportunity for World of Thunder, for the Race X Next Gen series, for the Cup deal, like the Adrenaline League, all the things we do, including Northwest. Maybe have like a throwback race where maybe you have your favorite race car driver's wrap job, or something like Atari or the Apple computers.
Atari,
that would be something cool to do.
Nintendo 64 or something.
Yeah, what do you think, Charles?
We will have to see what we can do on something like that. I know, unfortunately for us, we are basically off this week. We only have one race, or two races. We have Wednesday and Sunday, so we got a lot of time to plan some stuff. So.
We actually are taking off for summer break tomorrow night. No Cup Series action for the Northwestern Cup Series, and they're off. We have the Race X Next Gen Series off on Thursday. The Truck Series is off for the Northwest iRacing Truck Series. So besides tonight's broadcast, the next broadcast will be on Wednesday for the World of Thunder from Lernerville with the 87 Cups stock cars on dirt. And then we have, that's it.
Yeah, and then Sunday we started all over again. So a very,
and then we got road
short
course racing at Watkins Glen for the Adrenaline iRacing League next Sunday night, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central on LSR TV. And then next Monday and Thursday, we have road course racing. I think also for the Next Gen Series too. So it'll probably be road course week next week.
That is about right. So we go from an off week to road course racing. So
yes.
two very distinct leagues. One's Northwest only, one allows anybody, but it doesn't matter. They're going road course racing next week, so it should be interesting. Personally, I like road courses because they're one of those equalizer tracks, Wesley, where somebody who may not necessarily get a win to get in the pace in the ovals is really good at a road course, and it equalizes this field out.
And Jordan, you worked at LSR TV broadcast with me. I want to say it was because the Racers Racing Sim Racing or something is what it was. Racers Racing Road Courses. It was at Mid-Ohio for the prototypes of the Cadillacs and the Camaros, Corvettes. And you had said, man, these road courses are really cool the way they were getting around there.
Yeah, the C7s performed well on those tracks. Cadillacs didn't do so well, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
They're always towards the back.
Smith is the man leading the way. We're now looking on Gomez's machine, the number 48 car. Behind him is Stafford in the 61. Stafford, winner at Bristol last week, coming off of a crazy race last Sunday night we called on LSR TV. Charles, that was a wild one.
It definitely was a wild one. Unfortunately, we didn't see as much of the green as we wanted to. Speaking of green, though, whoever wins this race, in a lot of laps later, is going to be seeing some green because they are winning $50 for the winner of this race.
That's right. And this event, again, is the Org Game 600K, 600 kilometers. 250 laps here on your home of sim racing, LSR TV. Still a long way to go. This is going to be a grueling mindset, adrenaline field race of virtual stamina for not just us in the broadcast booth, for all of those drivers that are also competing, racing right now. Especially if you're in one of those, racing rigs or the butt kickers, you're definitely going to try to last, if you will.
Yeah, playing the games, I could only do the 20-lap races before I got bored of it.
Yes. Look at this move, riding on board there with, I believe it was the machine of Hyatt missed a minute a moment ago.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's Jacob Grant, but if you look here, we'll go back. He's got M. Hewitt on his helmet.
Yeah, what the hell?
I'm not sure. He's wearing somebody else's fire suit.
Yes.
So forever
neon yellow, if you will.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
M. Hewitt he's missing a fire suit from somewhere. And speaking of missing, somebody who didn't miss, look who's coming down pit road. That is going to be Robert Kenny. And we read earlier in the comments that they would come down around lap 38 to 40. So it looks like they're right on schedule.
All right. So pit stops on lap number 39. This is around, I figured, a 40-45 lap green flag run. And whoa, he might get busted for speeding on the pit road with those tires smoking like that.
Yeah, he definitely came in a little hot. Looks like Tyler Stooksbury going to be coming in as well. He obviously got in a little bit smoother than Stafford did. We'll keep an eye on Stafford's pit stop. as right now it's in the 2-second range. Meanwhile, we got a new leader as Man, as it looks like Smith's coming down as well, and he lights up the tires. Wesley, we haven't talked about it, but what is pit road like here to get in Charlotte? We know we talked about Las Vegas being a tough one. How is this one?
Well, you know, we talked about Vegas, and also, I think of the race we did at Iowa Speedway for the Next Gen Series on Thursday night. The other night, talking about how kind of a 180 angle it is. For the most part, it's sprint and exit here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, because you've got the expansion of the double dog leg. You've got so much runoff room inside of and outside of the boxes, if you will. It's not tight corners like you would see at short tracks, as we see Braxton DeWeese come to pit road. Definitely, Jordan, you can tell they got a lot of room to pit. Mistakes that they make, Charles, are going to be mistakes on their own that they cause, for sure.
Yeah, they definitely are. And speaking of Bronson Stafford, as he is well in the field in 21st, 14.462 seconds on pit stop. He did not get a speeding penalty, thank goodness, or he would have been held for at least 30 to 32 seconds extra for that 15-second stop and go. He is definitely powering by. Those new fresh tires are a wonder out on these cars here tonight. It makes you wonder just how fast those new tires are going to be as you see them blowing at people right now.
And by the way, I have a correction to make. Just been told that it was Ryan Hartz that won the championship last year. I'm sorry, new to this deal, new to the series. Not really been able to find out kind of all the information I want from the Dan Lisa links, but Ryan Hartz was the champion, and he's not here tonight. So definitely watching these drivers as they go. Yes. As we see Tom Bourne, the G Fuel entry, the Daytona winner of the Daytona 500K, out in front. And by the way, 500 kilometers for that race was only 125 laps. So again, this is a long race here, Charles.
It is indeed a long race, and yeah, not 100% sure what happened to Ryan Hartz. That he's not racing this season. He did win last season, and he was, one of those. He was up there with Bronson Stafford. Some of these Sky Motorsports guys, Robert Kenny, St. Barry, and these guys are. He was good. He's a fast, really competitive driver. So a shame not to see him back this season. But it was one of those deals. Not sure what happened, but. Hopefully we'll see him back in the future. But Tom Bourne's still out front. A lot of these drivers have not come down yet. Your top 10 drivers have not come down at all. And Jared Matthew hasn't come down, period, this entire race.
45 of 250 here in the Orgain 600K. On your home of sim racing. Pit lane for Jump. Trenton jumps on the pit lane in the 46 machine as we have pit exit for Till. Green flag pit stop cycling around after only one caution flag coming out after a two-car accident on the back straightaway off of turn 2. Since then, it has been a green flag run. As green flag pit stops continue along, there is Matthew Rodriguez. He's on the pit lane in the Aflac color, the Q, the duck, the goose. I don't know why it says goose, but it's Q, the duck. It's the Aflac.
Yeah. I'm a little confused, Wesley. I'm not sure if he's put goose on there to try to avoid any copyright for Aflac, or if he thinks that he's goose, and if he's goose, then does that mean Maverick somewhere out on the track?
Or he could be calling the car a gooseneck. You see the goose and then the long neck of the bird, the gooseneck? What do you think? I'm just talking smack. I don't know. Who cares?
Or he's just like some Russian spy or something.
Yeah, Aflac. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, there you go.
Maybe he didn't want to get sued for that. I mean, I don't think any of the powers that be of the Aflac world are watching this broadcast. Definitely, we encourage you to.
Definitely, we encourage you to. And, you do see on that car we talked about on that's got that flat out racing.
It's got the duck. It's got the goose.
Yeah, it's got the goose and Flat Out Racing Network.
Actually, it's not a goose. It's a actually, if you want to be honest with you.
I don't know.
I think that some of these drivers took advantage of these wrap jobs for this event because this is a special event here for the Orgain 600K.
I think you're right on that, and someone who didn't, that Progressive. So we have Aflac and Progressive in the race. Here's Eric Stamp's going to bring that 53 down. He misses his stall, though.
All right, that's, I believe, Stamp. He's on pit road. He's got Flo as his spotter.
He does. There you go. And then it looks like Logan Brakey on there as well with Canadian something.
Canadian bacon, man. Canadian bacon.
That is some liquid bacon. He's got a new sponsor on there. He told me about it earlier as his pit stops are done. He's out and away. And now it looks like just a few handful of drivers have not come in. Tom Bourne's on. Eric Coleman is coming down. It makes you wonder how much longer Shane Therian can stay out. He came down on lap 5 and he has not pit since then.
Navy strong for the driver of that number 38 machine of Shane Therian leading the way here as Smith will cycle back around as the leader in the Apple car when they make pit stops. As here comes the 48 trying to get back on the lead lap. Only 11 cars, Jordan, on the lead lap after everybody got mired by lap traffic. Therian, Smith, Mann, Stafford, and McDowell, the way it stands. 51 laps in, here comes Therian. Woo! Slipped a little bit onto the pit lane.
Yeah, he hit the 3 mark and it kicked out a little bit, but he makes it down safe and sound. Tanner Johnson coming in right behind him in the FedEx Express. And that FedEx Express car, Wesley, has got a little bit of damage to the front right side. And when I say a little, I mean a lot.
A lot on the 23. I'm pretty sure he might possibly try to take the damage clock here and see if he can make some adjustments on that 23 machine. This is against Smith on the new leaderboard now on the scoring pylon in the number 66 machine, your new leader, as there goes Smith.
You know, and
Apple Computers entry. Look at that beautiful looking Chevrolet exit off of turn 4. Wow.
Yeah, we've been with the Adrenaline here, I believe, 2 or 3 seasons now, second season. And every chance I get, I have to give Tanner Johnson a little bit of crap. I try my hardest, and he gives it back. But I saw the damage on that FedEx number 23, and that might explain why my last FedEx package was a little late getting here if the driver was driving like Tanner did to get that damage.
Uh-oh. Yeah, and there's another thing we talked about, too. You asked me the question earlier about what is it like going to be on the pit lane. Pit road's fine here at Charlotte. It's entering pit road that could be a problem, as we just saw a moment ago for Shane Therian, as he about locked up the tires in the rear whenever he was trying to come out of the pit lane. You've got to be able to not only drop from banking from a bank track, but get onto the flat surface and not get busted with a speeding penalty entering pit road.
Yeah, you definitely do. You know, and like you talked about, getting in there, it's, you know, we'll talk about that road course, but here you want to come in as hot and heavy as you can, and you don't want to lose a lot of time, especially during a green flag run. That being said, on the road courses, I believe at the Glen, it has that long entrance before you actually get to the cone. So that one, you can't do that. You have to kind of get in there and go at a pace. But to get to the cone, otherwise you're going to end up hitting the wall. It is not a very wide entrance to get into your pit.
What a run going on here as you see the 76 a lap down, get passed by the, well, actually, I'm sorry, that's Tomasi and Gomez fighting for 7th and 8th position. 56 of 250 laps here in the Orgain 600K. Quick commercial break here from Charlotte. When we come back, the race roars on as we wrap up stage 1 on LSR TV, your home of sim racing and the Adrenaline iRacing League.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
is Charlotte Motor Speedway. LSR TV continues along with the longest running race of the season of the Adrenaline iRacing League in the Orgain 600K. Charles Wooten, Jordan Studebaker, Wesley Outlet on the call for your home of sim racing on this Sunday evening of the summer. And out in front, it is Smith in the Apple Computers Retro Throwback 66. He has been a strong man. Sergeant Man there in that second spot. Trenton jumped third. Bristol winner Stafford and McDowell, your top five. And we're closing in almost on the end of stage number one. And to be honest with you, Charles, we need a caution. I have to say that. Yes.
We need it.
Yeah, we need a caution. We're coming up on it, lap 75.
Yeah, we're predicting a caution at lap 75. I don't know if he knows about the stage caution. If he doesn't, then we're predicting it. If he does, well, then I just looked down. But
there you go.
Then, yeah, caution.
Lap 75, there'll be a caution for stage one.
Now that you say, saying something, it's not going to happen.
But we said that though. No, it will. It will happen. It will happen.
Yes.
It'll happen. They get stage points. It's just like the real deal, where they'll get stage points.
Yeah, I'm with you, Wesley, though. I definitely think the caution will be good. And, you know, you're looking at Coleman, Walter, Matthew, and Deweese. They could get their lap back under that caution. If they stay out, of course, Coleman get the lucky dog. The other three could get the wave around. Of course, Johnson could potentially get his lap, or one of his laps back, and so could Nickel, Packard, and Hill. Note here that out of 28 drivers, all 28 are still on the track, Wesley.
As Smith is the man that is leading the way. Man in jump 1, 2, and 3. McDowell, Stafford, top 5. Bottom of the racetrack, here comes McDowell. He will size up now as the lap car in the way, getting out of the way. Off into turn at number 3.
And Wesley, you might notice if you look at that 63 machine back there, we'll get to him. I believe he's one of them's a lap down. That is Alex Walter, who is a lap down. You see how it's real matte looking. They just recently came out here with the trading paints, which is what everybody uses to paint these cars in iRacing. They've made it to where you can actually have shiny cars and gloss finish, and you can have the matte finish. And you can see that one more of a matte finish. And if you go up a little bit here, then you can see some of these cars that have the real shiny finish to them. So it's awesome to see these people taking advantage of these new additions we have.
Smith and Man, Jump, Bourne, McDowell, top 5. No change in those positions as this race continues on here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And how about that? Austin Dillon, who got his first career win at Charlotte Motor Speedway back in 2017 at the Coca-Cola 600 that I got to announce for NASCAR. Goes on, also being a Daytona 500 winner in 2019 to win at Texas Motor Speedway. So congratulations to Austin Dillon. Yeah. And if you did not know, that's Richard Childress' grandson.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, it's good to see RCR in victory lane. It's been a long time since I've heard of them being in victory lane. So it's good to see, you know, they've got talent and they've got someone who can put that machine back into the victory lane. Meanwhile, we got a potential battle going on for second position as Jump passes Man. But we'll see. Here comes Tanner Johnson, and he may not be on the lead lap, but he's still got a bit of a rocket ship in that 23 machine.
Certainly does. As we see the 46 battling, that's Jump trying to get around lap traffic of Johnson. Matthew would get the free pass if the caution was to come out, as cars are now have 21 on the lead lap. Matthew in the 51 car would be the man right there on your monitor in the Rain Chevrolet to be able to get the free pass or the wave around. 1 lap down also is Walter Deweese, fast qualifier, 1 lap down. Johnson is 2 laps down. And they're all right there nestled with one another. It is round 4 of the Adrenaline iRacing League Cup Series here tonight for the longest race of the season, the Orgain 600K, 250 miles. 250 laps, 600 kilometers here around Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Smith has been the man out in front, not only with the nice looking wrap job Apple car, Jordan, but he's also been able to back it up with that Apple Computers machine to dominate. And there's Tom Bourne alongside with the 49 of man. This battle now, Charles, heating up for second in turn 1 at Charlotte.
Yeah, and you know, we talked a little bit, Wesley, about how long this race is going to be. I'm more of the dirt side of things. I go to dirt races. I've been around dirt racing. Asphalt racing, you've been around the NASCAR side of things. You know, this got brought up in the admin chat when we were talking earlier with race control prior to this race, or when I was talking to him anyway. But you've got to stay hydrated. Even in a virtual race, you are using your feet, braking, gas, steering.
You're gonna settle it in.
You're gonna be using a lot of energy. You're gonna have to stay hydrated. How do you maintain hydration versus not having to go to the bathroom during this race?
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to have to keep from not going to the bathroom?
You're the one with 3 drinks.
Do what?
You're the one with the 3 drinks.
Yeah, I got me a soda, I got me a Bang energy drink, and I got me a red wine. So I'm definitely got all the energy I need for sure right now in the early going here at Charlotte. And we're 3 laps to the end of stage 1 here, Charles Wooten.
Yeah, definitely are. And of course, all that's missing out of there would be possibly some M&Ms or what is it?
Don't
Reese's?
start that again. Don't start that again. Not sorry.
So, yes, Reese is not sorry. As Tom Borden, you get my jump, he's not sorry either. But really, the class of this field so far has been that Apple Computer number 66. He's only gained 1 spot, but, well,
yes,
that was the spot he needed to gain. He's in first right now. And we'll see if he can hang on, get the stage win. Could he possibly get the actual win of the race as well? He would net $50. Unfortunately, he's got good taste in paint jobs, but that $50 ain't gonna go far for an Apple product.
What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah.
They don't call him the best color man in the business for nothing, folks. He's just like, yeah, he's got it going on. Isn't that right, Charles? Can't catch him.
Yeah. There you go. He does have it going on here tonight.
What a drive for the driver there of Smith.
Yeah, it's I ain't gonna lie, it's different being in the booth. You know, I typically behind the scenes running things. I come back for a 250 lap race, and
you come back for the longest race of the year. We thought in Bristol last week in Caution Field. And,
yes,
and then you have this one on deck as well.
Yeah, it was tough, Wesley. I had to promise myself and put away the super glue.
Yeah, because I know you like playing with your cars and your tires.
Yes, and I had to make sure I didn't super glue my fingers together.
It was time for you to practice social distancing with the RC Car Nation.
Well, unfortunately, I have not been behind the wheel of that RC car in over 24 hours at 9
It's just been too damn hot. It's been too hot.
Well, that it has been. We were talking about it, and you know, we'll get to the weather here. Let's talk about the weather in the race. Only 83 degrees. I would love to see
Caution.
83, and there it is.
And I say that with excitement, but it's not. It's the end of the stage.
And I was, it's instinct. I hear Wesley say caution. I go look for see who wrecked, but nobody wrecked. And, you know, that's, you know, kind of the best caution, Wesley. We get the caution we need to regroup this field, but everybody's still in the race.
The caution has come out for Goose. They have found one in the racetrack.
There you go.
No, we're under the yellow flag. It is the end of stage number 1. Now, these drivers in 1st through 10th are accumulated points, stage points, if you will, for completing the end of the stage. It will go towards the points and towards the season-ending playoff format, just like the NASCAR Cup Series does in reality that just wrapped up at Texas Motor Speedway, where Austin Dillon got his 3rd career Cup Series win in Car 3 for Richard Childress Racing. But there is again Smith's machine as the rest of the field will come down to pit lane and take on pit stops obviously they're going to have to, after a long, almost 40-lap green flag run here, as we'll prepare for stage 2 coming up.
Yeah, and everybody coming down. I don't see anybody faking this one. They're going to come down and get some fresh feel-goods and fill the tank up full with the Sunoco fuel. And Leslie, you can tell me more. This was a new scan track. There's a speed logo there.
Yeah, if you remember, Speed Channel used to be what the name of the network was before Fox Sports came in, FS1 and Fox Sports Radio. I worked for Fox Sports Radio, doing a lot of college sports on radio for football and basketball. And of course, the Fox networks, Fox Universal, came from what used to be Speed Channel. And actually now, if you go to Charlotte Motor Speedway, so you need to update it somehow, some way. You actually have that now have Spectrum at the end of turn 4. So that needs to be updated there, Charles Wooten. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, we'll relay the information. I do remember that speed switching over, because one of my good buddies that is in Millbridge, goes to that Millbridge Speedway, Derek Persiglio, used to work for Speed.
Derek Persiglio. Got to get the name right. Derek Persiglio.
You know, I told him I could never pronounce it right.
Derek Persiglio, my good buddy. As a matter of fact, it was just announced on Friday. Big congratulations to him, because he's been going through a lot of ups and downs with family and loss in his family since the COVID-19 pandemic. But he lost a lot of work. He lost a lot of TV gigs, and because of all the stuff going on. And one of the cool things was announced on Friday that he is now a full-time member on MAV TV for Lucas Oil Productions with the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series. So it's something different being a pit reporter for, but I'm big kudos and congratulations to him.
Yeah, he is definitely good at what he does. You know, I know him from the go-kart side of things, so good to see him moving up. But, you know, Millbridge Speedway, that is, if you've never been to Millbridge Speedway, that is probably one of the coolest go-kart tracks you can ever go to. So,
yes.
And quite famous. A lot of people go there as well. So definitely check it out if you're into the go-kart kind of thing. But good.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Definitely, I've announced it Millbridge Speedway several times, many times. We do the Speed 51 Open, the Micro Showdown, the TRD, Toyota Racing Development Micro Showdowns broadcast on Speed 51. We've done a couple of broadcasts for MAV TV, Short Track America there. So definitely, Ashley and Jeremy Burnett and all the people there are awesome people at Millbridge Speedway. 24, there's Packard in front of the pace car, in front of the leader of Smith. And we just completed another round of pit stops. Tom Bourne and Shane Therian will cycle around in third. Mann is fourth. McDowell, the top 5. Stage 1 complete. Here is Charlotte. And now we settle ourselves in for the final stretch of this race, but it ain't final by a long shot. We still got a long way to go here in the Orgain 600K. That's Orgain Clean Nutrition. 600 kilometers here around Charlotte Motor Speedway. Again, big thank you to the sponsor of this event. Orgain prides itself in producing high-quality, plant-based, non-GMO nutritional products. They produce powders, drinks, bars, and even products for the kids. Head on over to Orgain.com and you can browse their selection or shop based on your goal, whether that's losing weight or gaining strength. Lose weight or gain strength. What do you want, Jordan?
Strength. I actually need to get back into the gym.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There you go. See, to me, I feel like I'm already a precision speed tuned of aerodynamics and muscle as an announcer. So I just need to, obviously, Charles, I just made a whole bunch of gobbled words up for that. But
It's like, what?
I put a belly on, though, a little bit since the pandemic, because being sheltered and quarantined and just eating snacks and chips and Doritos and snacks, like, you know.
Yeah, I just haven't been able to get to the
So I
gym.
kind of got a little bit of belly on me. So if it was me, Orgain would want to help me with losing weight, because I'm a muscular man. Come on now.
I got weight to lose.
But see, Wesley, you got to think about it like this. You know, all these strong, muscular men out there, you know, that's cool and all, but they're bringing a six-pack to the party. Who's more popular, the six-pack and the keg?
It's not a six-pack for me tonight. It's red wine.
So everybody knows if you show up to a party with a six-pack and somebody shows up with a keg, everybody's going to want the keg. It's a lot more.
Let's get the party started, as they say. Lights are off with a pace car. And we'll get ready for the restart here. Smith has been the strong man out front so far. Daytona winner Tom Bourne in second. And who could forget the finish of Tom Bourne? What a finish that was at Daytona 3 weeks ago for the Daytona 500K. Wow.
It was. And also, Wesley, getting a report that the Goose car is a video game scheme that is being blended with the Affleck car.
Affleck. It's time to cue the duck. You remember that back in the day? Do you remember that, Affleck?
I remember the Affleck commercials. They're a sinking boat or whatever, right?
I don't know about a sinking boat, maybe. I don't know. They did a lot of commercials. I just remember the duck always saying Affleck, you know.
Yeah, it's funny as we're about to take the green flag. I have a lot of Affleck slash Carl Edwards 99
yes, back in his cup days,
around
yes.
my house sign from Newegg in our partner days, back when they were one of our partners. They sent me just about everything you can imagine, Affleck and Carl Edwards, but the green flag is back out. Stage one over, 2 cautions so far, one of course being for an actual wreck, everything else for the actual stage. And just like Braxton DeWeese did, that 66 just shot out of a cannon, leaving the rest of this field wondering if they're going to be able to catch him.
Stage 2 underway here at Charlotte with Smith, Therian, Bourne. Man, there's that battle to the inside. Man battling with Bourne for that spot. As there's McDowell off the wall for a moment. Came Bourne's car as he fishtailed, exiting the dog leg. Back to 1, and Smith has cleared Therian by a car length in 1.
And quickly taking a look here, I'm going to tell you, pull up a replay. We had this happen, and it's showing. I showed him as a wreck, but Alex Walter having to come down a pit road. So again, penalty it looks like, but he's taking tires, so it doesn't look to be a penalty, or he wouldn't be allowed to take those tires. But that just happened on the restart, so maybe he didn't take tires or something when he was down pit road a while ago, but he had to come down again.
84 of 250 laps. And we are starting to see the transition we were talking about, Jordan, of nightfall settling in. We're starting to see dusk and the transition of daytime. This race will be finished under the lights at night when it's over.
Again, thinking of the Cars quote.
Yes. And what's the Cars quote?
We don't need headlights.
We don't need no headlights. The track's always lit.
Exactly.
At night, the track is always lit. Charles Wooten.
You know, I have a bumper sticker, a sticker from an RC car that says something similar. It says, "We don't need roads where we're going." But anyway, you knew I was going to throw that in there.
That sounds like the quote from Emmett Doc Brown from the movie Back to the Future, where he says, "Roads where we're going, we don't need roads."
Yep, that's exactly what it says, and it's on the front bumper of my RC car.
We got caution, no trouble.
Christian Gomez in trouble. Let's go back and take a look here as we are on the blimp camera.
Let's go back to the future and see what happened. Man's in the wall, and Gomez gets collected. Oh my goodness, he got T-boned, and that's not the kind of steak you want to eat either.
No, so we'll take one more look at this, and right there, contact between Gomez and Matt Dyer, and then bam, right there.
Oh, 19 Spotify car. Well, he's not the 19, the Spotify tonight. It's some, let's say Hurst or Hust.
I believe it's still got Spotify on the hood of it.
Yes.
But definitely a hard lick there. Like you said, I like T-bones, but that ain't the kind.
Gomez again putting us under caution here as Shane Therian is the leader. Well, guys, we're just back under about a 5-lap green flag run. Caution flag out again for the 3rd time. 2nd time for a official yellow. 1st time again for that stage. So 3 cautions now. Do you pit or do you stay out?
That's the question.
I'd say
27
come down.
definitely got a 27 definitely got
They're coming down. Theory answers that question.
behind from choosing not to pit the first caution.
That's
so.
right. And in doing so, he gets the free pass for the number 27 of Braxton DeWeese. And he will go get the free pass, go back to the lead lap and get the wave around. As here comes the field on the pit lane. Taking on 4 tires, 2 tires, no tires, Sunoco fuel, track bars, wedges, anything that can be done to get these cars back to the front on lap number 80 of 250 here at Charlotte.
And there you go. There's pit exits and watch them barrel off pit road.
Lap 88 of 250. Sorry about that. I had to wait for the little update on the screen here for me.
So everybody comes in, out of pit road.
Kick back, relax, enjoy this one here. Hope you're all enjoying it as well here at Charlotte. What'd you say, Cody, Charles?
Everybody's on and off pit road, minus 1 person. He was on 10 laps ago. He last came down on lap 77. They came down on lap 87 just now, but that's 13. Austin Goodrich did not come down pit road this time.
Austin Greaterix will now go to P1. He'll make the 4th different leader of this race. One of the big events coming up for Race on Texas, a subsidiary for LSR TV, is the Lone Star 600. The Cup Series was in action at Texas today with Austin Dillon winning. Here's all the information how you can be a part of the Lone Star 600. Back with more from Charlotte in a moment in the Orgain 600K on LSR TV, your home of sim racing.
They say everything is bigger. These guys down in Texas aren't messing around. This feature race will separate the boys from the men, the girls from the ladies. Can you handle racing 300 laps for $25,000? It's not as easy as you think. We don't stop to tow those too weak. We just push them out of the way. We don't run 20 laps. We run 300 each night. We don't care about what you and your boys have under the hood. Bring all you got. Don't be scared. Call my Cowboy Jack today to get signed up. It all goes down on October 2nd and 3rd in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Kenny Wallace is coming back this year to try again. You don't have excuses. Go to LoneStar600.com now.
Back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, LSR TV continues here at Charlotte with the Orgain 600K. Jordan Studebaker, Charles Wooten, Wesley Outland on the call. We are closing in on lap 100. But gentlemen, there's still a lot of racing left to go. Over 160 laps exact.
Yeah, there is a ton of laps. You know, I'm pleasantly surprised. We're about an hour 16 in, and we're 91 laps down. Roughly, we'll say 100 laps down. You know, at that rate, probably around 2.5 hours or so is what we're going at. We'll see. It really, you know, and you can attest to this. Yeah, this race is really going to come down to how many cautions we have.
How many cautions will we have indeed as the field will get ready to exit off of pit road? The pace car will drop onto the... While we're approaching lap 100, let's rest our voices and let you feel the thunder here at Charlotte as we come back to green. Front straightaway, 3, 4, 5 cars involved in a big angle as we were doing Feel the Thunder. Caution will come out on lap 93.
Take a look
4
here.
or 5 cars crashing into the infield tri-oval grass here on the dog leg, and it all come unglued, starting with the 5 of Grant.
Yeah, I thought it was going to start with the 88 of Matt Dyer. As you look, we'll take a look at him. He gets loose right there.
Wow.
But 5 got loose. So the 88 of Matt Dyer, again, who I thought was going to be the cause of this, actually wasn't. He somewhat controlled it, but then the 5 of Jacob Grant gets loose as well, and unfortunately doesn't save it, collects the 88.
And I know we're showing the 88 of Dyer and the 5 of Grant. Those are the 2 cars that brought out the caution, but there were so many other cars that were spun around or collected in the calamity. Look at the 63 at the start-finish line. He gets spun, 29 to the grass, and so many others right there because of a 2-car accident. The chain reaction caused the equal reaction of many others wrecking, and the yellow flies here again.
Yeah, you know, I've been on Charlotte. Of course, I was on the old Charlotte, back when it had what I like to refer to as the puke yellow walls. But anyway, cars coming down. If I was going to get caught up in an incident, Wesley, in the little tri-oval or whatever you want to call it here at the start-finish line, that is the worst place I wanted to be caught up in because it just seems like there's nowhere to go.
95 of 250. Well, Jordan, we were doing our Feel the Thunder, and then all of a sudden all hell broke loose on the front straightaway.
And the action happened.
You leave, and then there's a pile up. But the good thing is we have an awesome production crew here at your home of Sim Racing LSR TV. See that Charles Wooten in an instant replay, so Jordan can get reacquainted of why we're under yellow flag number 5 here at Charlotte.
I walk away for 1 second.
For 1 second, and then there's just bing, bang, boom, bounce.
We'll take a look just for him so we can see this is what put us under the caution once again.
There you go.
88, 5.
Oh, okay.
That's not all.
That's not all.
That's not
No,
all you
that's
get in
not
this
all.
2-car path mayhem. More cars go crashing on the front straightaway.
Then you have this one under the caution already. The 23, the 63, the 29.
I believe I could drive through the grass.
Yes.
He just wanted some
That's
grass.
yeah, that.
Yeah.
I was
He
gonna
said,
say,
Jordan,
I was gonna
he
say
just
this-
wanted some grass.
Yeah,
as he said.
I was gonna say something, but I feel like that's too much.
It's all right. He just wanted some grass, I guess.
I believe
I'll
the
just
saying.
say in smoke. Yeah.
Hey, was smoking grass on the grass. There you go. Yeah.
Well, it's eat and smoke grass.
Yeah, this is becoming a totally changed program. We're under yellow flag here. Closing in on lap 100.
You know,
25
Wesley,
to halfway.
I believe the saying is, what is it, for every action there's an opposite and equal reaction?
I don't know if I agree
Newton's
with
law.
that. What we just saw with that, with grass and,
That's Newton's law, right?
and smoke and whatever. What's it called?
Newton's law.
I guess.
For
I don't know.
for every positive, there's a negative or
I
something.
thought,
Yeah,
it was,
so-
I thought it was 3.14.
That's pi. 3.41592.
Yeah, so you had the one wreck, so you had to have the other one to go with it. So.
Oh my goodness.
I had to remember like 30 digits of pi at one point. That was always fun.
This is a long act. We're not done yet, guys. Come on now. Let's come include at the end. We're not even halfway yet. Ugh. We'll get delirious at the end
We
of
got
this thing here.
I'm just saying.
29 laps. 29 laps till halfway.
Yes, we're
yeah.
under 30 laps to the halfway mark. Yes, and the Apple Computers machine of Smith has been strong here all day long.
He's been
You know-
strong.
I just want to say, you know, Wesley, you know, he harasses me about the RC car, and he's the one that has to make the comment about coming unglued. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
wait a second, buddy. That's only an announcer terminology of, you know, chaos happening on the racetrack. Has nothing to do with RC cars.
Hey,
Okay?
I'm just saying, you know, I told you to glue my hands together, and now everything's coming unglued. Just saying.
Are the RC cars because you can't afford real cars?
Whoa.
No, they're because I can outrun them.
Oh, so you can drive RC cars.
He actually has RC cars that, like, you can actually
Yeah,
race and make
I've
money.
seen some. I've seen some of
And
those.
I gotta give
Those
him
are really
props,
cool.
you know.
Yeah, the ones that are like weighted and
His
stuff.
are just
going
really,
around
really
turns.
slow right now.
Oh, they're really
He's
slow.
going through
Okay.
R&D center right now.
Okay. You gotta get the tuning up. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Got to get the tires soaked. Got to get the
Yeah.
engine illegal. You got to.
Yeah, right. See, right now it's not like a Jimmy Johnson car. It's more like a Danica Patrick car. So,
Oh, okay.
sorry,
Wow.
Danica, if you're watching this race. But
Hey, don't feel bad. She just broke up with Aaron Rodgers. She's on the. She's single and ready to mingle again.
Well,
Now,
good.
did she
Now,
break up with
never
him, or did he break up with her?
I don't know.
Well,
I
either
don't
way,
care.
it
I don't
doesn't
like
matter.
her.
Hey,
I don't care. I don't like her. She's
doesn't
never done
really-
it for me.
Yeah, she doesn't matter because now the Packers will at least have a chance of winning a championship. So,
Whoa.
but
One thing we know for certain, Aaron Rodgers and Danica Patrick are practicing social distancing.
this is true.
She's needed social distancing her whole NASCAR career.
We're not even going to go to this. Is a race broadcast, not one of my internet motorsports podcast shows where I could just friggin' talk like a bat out of hell when I think of the whole situation, but I won't.
Well, we'll go on there. We'll transition
I'll blame
after
it on
the
the
race is
wine.
over.
The wine was
It's
talking.
the wine. It's, yeah.
The wine just flows right through me, and I say what I think.
I drank like 3/4 of my mom's before she gave me.
Yes. Ready for the restart here. The lights are off of the pace car with Smith and Mann out in front. Ready to bring them back to green. Tomasi. The Orgain 600A. Orgain clean nutrition. Do you want to be strong or do you want to lose weight? So those that are joining us in our broadcast, you've been quarantined for 3 or 4 months. Did you get a pudgy belly? Or do you think you need to work on becoming stronger?
Both.
I'd work on getting rid of this, you know, little baby fat that I put on here.
It's just your beer belly. Don't worry.
I call it baby. I don't drink beer, okay? I
You
don't
get the
have a beer
wine.
gut.
Beer belly.
He has the wine wiggle instead.
How does it work? I wiggle it.
He sings wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Hey, speaking of broadcasters, where's Devin Hendry or Greg Rentz or Justin Prince? They bailed on us tonight, Charles.
You know, hey, Justin's on GSRC race. He works for them as well. Greg, unfortunately, couldn't make it in time. And Devin, well, I don't want to know whether I say fortunate or unfortunate. He is back to work, so that could be a good thing money-wise, bad thing for us. But you know, I can't fault him for having to do his job to support himself and his livelihood. So
I understand that.
unfortunately, he is done for the foreseeable future here on Sundays. But What's not done is the green flag racing, hopefully, is we're under green. Tomasi sitting in second. Smith still your leader, man. Dow, and look who's in the top 5, Braxton Deweese.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look who's back. Braxton Deweese in the top 5.
We'll see if he can get up
drifted up in front of him, though, man. That looks scary for a second.
And to get a more perspective, is we're on lap 100 right now, as we'll come by 150 laps to go. Again, that's what a lot of people run here, is 150 laps. They're running 250 laps.
This is a long race.
Yes. Overachievers.
This is a long race. What did you say, Jordan?
Overachievers.
Overachievers.
Those butt kickers.
You know, I always say this every year when I announce at the Coca-Cola 600 or go to attend it, and the bottom line is this, Charles. 500 miles at Charlotte used to be grueling. That's 334 laps. But when you got to do that last 66 laps to go to 400, and that's a 600-mile contest, you better be ready to have the strength, the stamina, and the car and the team to take it to the finish, because that literally becomes grueling. Net code on the 6 machine there. 61 with net code. That's Bristol winner Stafford. And it about bunched up the pack behind him.
Yeah, he did a good job of keeping it, and that's the thing here. You know, netcode and these people that are having connection issues, they can be a big problem. However, when you get somebody like the 61 of Stafford, even with those connection issues, people know he is a good driver. As long as you hold your line and you're a consistent driver, it's not as big a deal. That's what's happening with him right now. As you can tell, he's having some connection issues, because it shows us his top speed is 447 miles an hour, and we clearly know that is not the case.
Climbing tall buildings in a single bound is not happening either for him.
This is true, and look at this, just, well, lack of words, a gaggle of cars right now.
Just past lap 100 here at Charlotte, with Smith leading the way. Here comes Tom Bourne closing in on Stafford and Matthew. Those drivers in the top 10. That's 8th, 9th, and 10th, as a matter of fact. Smith is the leader in the Apple Computers car. What a run for him. Tomasi, though, reeling in that driver in the reverse Gander Outdoors wrap job 76 for Tomasi. Did we ever find out why Tanner done that to his car?
No, we didn't. You know, and unless maybe we can talk to him. If he can finish in the top 3 here tonight, we'll definitely have to ask him. For all intents and purposes, I am going to assume he was drinking too much wine when he painted the car, but that is what we're going with. And now, as you can see right there, looking out the back window of Smith, Tomasi, though.
Oh, wow.
The car may look like he was drinking some wine, but unfortunately, or fortunate for him anyway, the driving is not. He is all over the back bumper of Smith.
Smith is the man out in front. One wrong slip, and Tomasi will capitalize. There they are. They are 1 and 2. Man is in second spot.
And
as they go to the back straightaway.
You got Shane Therian in 4th, and Deweese still in the 5th position. Braxton Deweese, definitely, he is glad for that caution. He's back on the lead lap, so he's trying to make something happen. We're keeping an eye on that battle for the lead. It's fading just a little bit, but back in this general area of 5th through about 12th, there's still some really good battles, Wesley.
A good run for sure down the back straightaway for Smith, the leader. There's that nice battle inside the top 20 or the top 10. McDowell and Bourne battling. That's the Daytona winner. Behind him is Stafford. Stafford won the race at Bristol. Wow, what a crazy look at Bourne to the inside. Wow, trying to go for a 3 wide for a second. What a crazy piece of driving he did, getting to McDowell's driver door to the back straightaway. Quickly getting away was also the driver of that 94 car of Gomera. Or Gomera. Why did I say Gomera? Gomera.
We'll call him Gomer.
Yeah, Gomer. Gomer Powell. Gomera across the stripe. And How about Deweese, man? I'll tell you what, we talked about him earlier. Got back on the lead lap. He's in that 27 machine. Sitting there in, right now, P5 in the 27. And we're not even at halfway yet.
No, not even that half. We're getting there. We're getting close. As speaking of getting close, Shane Therian is catching Tyler Tomasi. And look at this. Your top 4 drivers. You know, Smith really gunned it off the start. He pulled away. But just like a super speedway, they have reeled him back in running kind of as a pack. There's not a lot of drafting going on here, but they have managed to reel in Smith, and that is Mann, Therian, and Tomasi that did that.
You know, this race reminds me a lot of just looking out the window here in Durham, North Carolina, of how this transition to this race is going to be. You know, the race started, it was in daytime conditions when I got started announcing the race just after 6:30 Eastern, and now we're approaching 8 o'clock. And, you know, it's starting to settle in with dusk. Nightfall's starting to settle in. And when this race finishes up, I know, at least in the Carolinas, Charles Wooten, it will be dark. It'll be nightfall.
I'm not sure. It may be getting close to dark here in Texas as well. You know, it may be dark here in Texas, but one thing that royally is a pain in the butt kicker is the fact that even when the sun goes down here, it's still going to be in the 90s, I think, until about midnight or 1 a.m. So still hot. And you know, Wesley, I want to look this track again. Not a lot's changed. This track temp's still 82 degrees, air temp 77. So not a lot going on this track, even with 28 cars barreling around it because it's dark out.
Closing in on 8 o'clock Eastern time, and the same can be said as well, Cody, Charles Wooten here, as it is 91 degrees currently here in North Carolina, where I'm at in our broadcast position. Look at this battle for outside the top 5. Deweese, Bourne, along with Tomasi, battling for that spot as they get ready to go back into turn number 3 and 4. 12 laps to halfway in the Orgain 600K on LSR TV.
And good, a big shout out to the sponsor. Right now, the man looking to put 50 bucks in his pocket. That is going to be that 66 machine of Derek Smith. Again, running the retro paint job back there on that car for this race. But Shane Therian, that's the one I want to talk to. He's one of 2 drivers right now, Wesley. 14 spots that he has gained, as we'll pull that up on your screen. The other one all the way back in 8th position. That is Gilberto Gamera, who also has 14 spots. Well, now 13.
Got my buddy beside me, Jordan Studebaker. It looks like Thug Life now in the broadcast booth. He says, it's cold in here. 10 laps to halfway, and one thing for certain, it's going to start getting hot on the racetrack. What's your take of the first half of the race as we're 10 to the halfway marker?
Position-wise, Smith has been able to maintain a pretty steady position in first. The 27 car making a comeback in, what, 25 places-ish?
Yeah.
Which is pretty good for considering he didn't pit in the beginning and had to pit halfway through, like, I think it was like lap 30 at 5-ish.
Yeah, pretty much. Braxton Deweese got mired in a cycle of green flag pit stops.
Yeah.
And he fell back to a lap down, and that's all what happened to him.
And he's managed to proven himself worthy of maintaining a high position, I guess.
Tom Bourne just did get around him a lap ago for the 4th position. Deweese in the top 5, and I'll tell you what, you know, Charles, Smith is just a strong car. I mean, I'm telling you, there's always, every race you go to, whether it's dirt or pavement, modifieds, late models, cup, or street stocks, there's always somebody that's the class of the field. And I'm telling you, the class of the field is Smith in that number 66 Apple throwback.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the paint job that's doing all the work here.
Oh, yeah? What do you think, Charles? His Therian to his outside, looking for the lead as we're 7 to halfway.
Definitely, you know, he's got good taste, expensive taste with Apple, but I definitely think He's the class of the field, of course. Red Bull usually the class of the field in their products as well. Almost contact.
Oh.
I honestly don't think you could have fit a sheet of paper between those two cars right there, Wesley.
I wouldn't want to try it.
Yeah, I would not have been anywhere near those two when they were doing that.
Couldn't pay me to do that.
For sure.
I mean, for an amount, you probably could. But
Everything has a price, right?
everything has a price.
Smith is the man leading the way. There's Tom Bourne, Daytona winner, as I said, along with the driver of Man. Cross the line to the lap.
One more lap and good on lap 120. We are 6 laps away from the halfway point, lap 125 of 250. You know, it's the... I don't even know how to say that. It's the downhill battle once you get to lap 125, Wesley. But if that's downhill, it is still a long, long hill.
Many broadcasts that we have on LSR TV, amongst other networks that I've done since going back in the broadcast chair for esports, are normally done by now or close to being finished. This race is only halfway, and that's why we said that it is a grueling testament of speed, fortitude, of stamina for the broadcasters, the drivers here. Definitely got to have those butt kickers in place.
Yeah, with these,
in the Orgain 600K, as we're only 4.5 way.
yeah, with these graphics, it is as enjoyable as if it was a real race, I gotta say.
It looks just like the real deal, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, this is one of those races, you know, I feel, you know, the way we cover it and the way they're racing is very similar in a way. Right now is when we get to have a little bit of fun and throw the jokes out there and stuff. And that's what these guys are doing. They're not throwing jokes out and having fun, but they are having a little bit of fun, relaxing right now, because when it comes go time in those last 20 laps, Wesley, that's when it's really going to get intense for these guys. And of course,
I'll do you one better. I believe when they get to lap 200, the intensity is going to pick up.
Yeah, you're very well true. They could do that as well. But yeah, the intensity is definitely going to pick up later in this race, and already you're starting to see some passes being made that we weren't seeing, you know, even 100 laps ago or 20 laps ago.
Yeah, that's McDowell and Tomasi fighting for position. McDowell will clear Tomasi for that spot. 34 G Fuel entry. A lap car in the way, if you will. As those, I'm sorry, that's Kenny. My apologies. That's Kenny, actually. In that 34 G Fuel. A good run for him tonight at Charlotte, besides last week at Bristol. That car was all part of crashes with Reese's Coke and more.
Seeing the G Fuel car makes me want to get some.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, this is one of those races you're definitely going to need some type of, you know, mental fuel to keep you going here, keep you awake. Is, you know, yeah, there you go, why? But, you know, you really need something to keep you alert here, Wesley. You know, maybe not so much for us as it is them, but 250 laps. Again, like you said, most races would be wrapping up right about now, whereas these guys are really just starting to ramp up.
Halfway, cross flags in the air from Barney the iRacing flagman here in the Orgain 600K at Charlotte. And leader is Smith. Smith is the leader. Bourne is third. Man is fourth. DeWeese, 27, is your top 5. McDowell, 6th, 7th. Tomasi, 8th. Grant is 9th. Gamera, the top 10. And let's continue the run down from 11th on back, Cody.
And, of course, then you have Bronson Stafford, who's been having some connection issues in 11th. Eric Stamp just behind him, trying to get by him in the number 53 Progressive Machine. He is progressively moving forward. 5 spots gained. Jacob Hope the other way. He's lost 1 spot, hoping he can get to the front later on in this race. Caleb Smith, haven't talked about him really at all here tonight. He is relaxing back there in that relaxed remodeling number 25. No spots gained, no spots lost. And 14th 15th is going to be Austin Gutteridge in the number 15. He's mired back in the field, still 11 spots from where he started. Logan Brakey having a decent night, 5 spots plus in 16th spot, looking to gain a few more. And then, of course, Trenton Jump, 8 spots back, 17th. Matt Dyer not having the night he wanted in 18th. And Matthew Rodriguez plus 5 in 19th, trying to get a little further up. And then Eric Coleman rounding out your top 20 right now in the number 9 machine. Just again, not having the night he wanted to, Wesley.
21st is Matthew in the 51 machine as we continue our full field rundown just after halfway in the Orgain 600K. 22nd is Packard in 24. Johnson 23rd in the 23 FedEx colors. Shades of 3-time Daytona 500 champion of Denny Hamlin's machine. Walter, also these drivers, Grant just going a lap down, or Packard going a lap down. 3 laps down is Walter in 24th in the 63 car. As the 28 with a problem at the top of the racetrack. Issue on the 28 car. Problems for Nikhil, 4 laps down, representing those Virginia Tech Hokies, as he is currently 5th. Teal, 26th in the 32 car. Gomez in the 48 machine is out of the race, and so is. That's your rundown just after halfway, as cars, I think, are beginning to make flag pit stops, and this is the Bristol winner, Bronson Stafford on pit road. Gentlemen, we talked about him earlier. He had netcode issues.
Yeah, Bronson Stafford having those issues earlier. They seem to have been somewhat sorted out now as he is on pit road. I thought he was going to have to back up, but he didn't. He makes it there in that pit stall number 6. He's off and away, as he was last on lap 87. Now he's on lap 130, and he'll go a lap down. Meanwhile, Derek Smith still leading this race in the number 66 machine.
Just after halfway, second half underway. Jordan, what do you think we're going to see from the first half to the second half of this race to the checkered flag?
Well, seeing how Smith has maintained his position in first place for a while, I feel like he's going to hold it for a little bit longer. Like you said, at the 200-mile mark or lap mark, it's going to intensify. And the question is, will he be able to hold that position, or will he be challenged by, say, the 27 car, who has managed to shown that he has potential in like progressing?
And remember, Charles, 125 laps is only 300 kilometers. We're going 600K.
Yes, 600 again. Kilometers different here in the U.S. But you know, I hate to say it, but you know, I think kilometers, and I think that's weird, but technically the rest of the world thinks we're weird for using miles.
I mean, 600K sounds like a candy bar.
That would be a lot of sugar.
That would be a lot of sugar. What doesn't have sugar these days, though?
This would be a sugar rush for sure.
You know, you may need some sugar rush to finish this race. Lap 135.
We got our sugar.
250 laps to 66 out front. The battle's starting to heat up, though, Wesley, for the 5th position between Shane Ethereum and Starjay Mann. Andy McDowell trying to get in that battle as well.
Sizing him up, trying to go for that spot as they go back to turn 1. DeWeese sits there in 3rd. Man to 4th in that Ethereum battle that you just mentioned with McDowell and Kinney, trying to happen inside the top 10.
It is indeed. Well, again, Braxton DeWeese up to 3rd place. He's still 2 spots back from where he started on pole, but he is into the top 3 right now, you know, and a bit of a roller coaster. He's had a couple of races like that where he has been up on the high side, now down in the slump. And once again, he was high starting a pole, fell back a lap down or two, and now he is back up on the top of things in a third place. So an up and down night again for the 27 of Braxton DeWeese, but obviously you would love to end it on the high note.
DeWeese, can we see him possibly come back and make a run through the field after again coming back from being a lap down? A strong car for that Corey Hart Motorsports entry. Number 27. He sits in third. DeWeese is there. Tom Bourne, again, the winner in Daytona, in second. At that new graphics, you go, brother.
Yes, who knew what we've been playing with. We've had it for a while. Just thought we'd throw it out there. And you can see on the screen their lap 139 of 250. There's some new things. You know, it is the Orgain 600K at Charlotte. You know, hey, we like playing with new things every once in a while, Wesley.
This is a long race, so we can play with stuff.
Yes, this is true. There you go. You can see as we'll do some new things here and there throughout this race. But now you can see them scrolling across your screen up at the top. You know, I like it. It blocks a little bit less of the screen.
I do too. Hey, Jordan, what do you think of the new graphic we have for timing and scoring?
Oh wow, what happened here?
I just clicked the button while we're in such a long race. He's been messing around with stuff and said, "Hey, Wesley, take a look at this."
I mean, I like this. It makes it feel like it was like NASCAR, say like 5 years ago. Like they had the running on top. Now it's just kind of a list, right?
Yeah, like we're all copied today.
And while we take a look at that, take a look at this real quick. And he's now having some connection issues, big time.
Netcode on Jacob Grant.
That would be the cause. Is we're seeing, you saw the hood disappear and come back. He has had major issues, and it is registered as a crash with us, even though it was not one, because that connection issue has got that bad for the 5 of Jacob Grant.
For people that might not know, like Jordan, our colleague, or any others in the world that are tuning in the broadcast of the Orgain 600K, as 20 overshots his pit stall. That's McDowell as green flag pit stops are about to begin on lap 142. What is netcode, Charles Wooten?
Essentially, you know, everybody has their own connection, and two people having those connections can cause. If one person, you know, is on blue light internet from Kmart, the other one's not, they don't mesh up good, you have netcode. It happens from time to time. That was what you saw right there. Had that issue been involved in a wreck, you would consider that netcode. Again, it's just two people's internet not meshing up properly because somebody is either having internet issues or is paying for some really cheap internet.
Or they're not following social distancing.
McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Do what?
Leeching off of McDonald's
Why
Wi-Fi.
would you bash a restaurant like that on the broad? Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's what everybody says. It's like when you got terrible Wi-Fi, you got McDonald's Wi-Fi.
That's right.
It's like budget store.
Yeah, you know, if you use the McDonald's Wi-Fi, you should probably upgrade to at least Starbucks or at least something in that case to make.
I was thinking at least Dollar General.
Oh wow. Dollar General has Wi-Fi?
No.
I'm thinking maybe Walmart might, but not Dollar General. Come on.
I don't know. I've never intentionally gone to a Dollar General nor a Walmart to connect to their Wi-Fi for a second. I mean,
You did go to BB&B though.
I did, but I didn't connect to their Wi-Fi.
Well, there you have it. We need to find out who all has Wi-Fi internet.
All right, let me go do that real quick.
Well, he checks on the Wi-Fi, as some people would call it. We do have people coming in. Braxton DeWeese going to bring the number 27 down pit road. And again, these aren't the money stops, Wesley, but you still
This
have
ain't
to
long
be
way
good.
from a money stop. What are you talking about?
Approaching 100 laps left.
Yeah, definitely not the money stop. I think maybe the next one or possibly the one after that would be the money stop. Again, it's really going to depend on how many cautions we have and when those cautions come out. You know, we haven't talked about it too long because of the green flag runs, Wesley, but if we have a caution late in the race, how many to go would you decide I am or I am not coming in? If you have 20 to go, 10 to go, are you coming in or not?
The late race caution obviously changes the scenario of everything, but I would say that if we do stay in a green flag run, which, mind you, gentlemen, this green flag cycle of pit stops is going to bundle up the field again. Not everybody's going to be spread out all over the 1.5 miles here at Charlotte. I would say that if they do have to come to pit road again per se for the money stop, it would be around lap 200 to 210.
That's where I'd come in, because it gives you time to catch up, and also having newer tires and like more fuel is like, you don't got to worry as much as to your tire wear as for the people that haven't pit and it's reaching the end and like, oh, should I pit and possibly cost me the race, or
That's right.
not?
200 or 210, me and Jordan are in agreement. Charles, what's your thoughts?
200, 210. I'm gonna say 211.
Come on, what's that?
Okay.
Well, I gotta be different. So
What's that thing on Price is Right where you're penalized for going one over? You know, is it?
yeah, closest price without going over.
So now he's saying 211. I'm going 210.05. That 05 makes a difference.
I'm gonna
right?
say between 200 and 210, something
I'm gonna
around
say
there.
$1. There you go. We'll see. You know,
I wonder if Drew Carey would use Orgain for strength or weight loss.
we're going places.
Which, mind you, Drew Carey has lost a lot of weight, if you know who Drew Carey is.
Drew Carey,
Drew Carey, host of The Price is
Okay,
Right,
yeah,
and he
I
also
was
used to be on
thinking
the Drew Carey show.
Yeah.
I'll always remember him on Whose Line Is It Anyway? That was my favorite
the
show.
Jeopardy host. What's up with him?
Yeah.
That's Pat. That's Pat Sajak. No, that's not Pat Sajak. That's Alex Trebek. He has cancer.
Yeah, he had cancer or something.
Yeah, Alex Trebek has cancer. Tom Bourne, Daytona winner on pit road. We're talking game shows now in this long race of the Orgain 600K.
Hey, you gotta talk about something.
Yeah,
Shane Therian on pit road.
They may not be on a game. They're playing a simulator, but, you know, we have seen the games played here. They play mind games with each other, faking them out under caution. You know, Wesley, I've never seen anyone try to fake somebody out under green flag conditions before. However, there is strategy that is played. If you're, say, in first or second, you can play strategy and try to fake people out just a little bit, you know, and, you know, keep them just enough at bay where they cannot see you come in and they have to go around another lap. The pit strategy is so important when it comes to one of these races and winning them, especially when there's $50 in the line. You know, that goes a long way to buying tracks and cars.
Under 100 laps to go here at Charlotte in the Orgain 600K, the Orgain Clean Nutrition for strength or weight loss. Here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Jordan Studebaker, Charles Wooten, Wesley Outlet on the call. Under 100 laps to go. We're in a cycle of green flag pit stops as here comes the number 13 giving up his position on the racetrack, and he will come to pit road now.
And it looks like he has to back up just a little bit. It'll cost him some time.
Overshot his pit stall.
Yeah, and Wesley, you can attest to this. You can see right there the difference in the coloring of the pit road versus pit lane. You're going from asphalt to concrete, and you can easily overslide those tires.
Yeah, you can slip up and make a mistake. The other thing that I told you at the beginning of this broadcast, which seems like yesterday as we see greater leave pit road, you have enough room, Jordan, to get up around and negotiate. Make a mistake in that concrete pit stall, it'll cost you many positions, if seconds, on the racetrack.
Definitely.
It has been the Apple Computers number 66 entry. About some telemetry on this guy. What a job he has done in that 66 machine.
He's done really well at maintaining that first place position.
What a job by Smith.
You know, and
almost a 6-second lead over Stafford, the winner at Bristol, trying to go for 2 in a row, had net code issues, and man, for that matter, having a good run tonight as well in the 49 car.
And you know, I want to point out, Wesley, is Stafford still having those connection issues. You know, we're 1:55 of 250. Right now, we have less than 100 laps to go.
Still a long way to go for sure.
The battle continues at lap 156 of 250 here for the Oregon 600K at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As it started late afternoon, Wesley, but we're officially under the lights at this point.
And as I told you, in reality, here in Durham, North Carolina, Jordan, you can attest to this. Stunning, sunny, bright skies when we started, and now dusk is settling in.
Indeed it is. I mean, I'd be out taking pictures right now, but I got work tomorrow. I can't be doing that.
That's right. And there you see just a shot here at that start-finish line. You can see everyone coming through, and how they come through this little triangle or triangle. It's all a try something.
That's right. And I'll tell you something, Charles, they got to update. They definitely got to update. iRacing has to update Charlotte because they don't use a Goodyear flag stand anymore. They have a generic red or black Charlotte Motor Speedway on the flag stand designs. And again, as we said earlier, the Speed Channel logo at Turn 4 pit exit is not there anymore at Spectrum.
Yeah, Spectrum taking over everything.
Yeah.
And then a caution is half. They didn't take over the caution sign. It says caution. Let's check it out.
What happened? Not
Matthew.
What happened? What happened?
Matthew Rodriguez involved in this.
Duck?
It is the Goosey Duck.
Somebody cue up the duck.
Lost control.
Aflac, I'm in the wall.
Aflac. Isn't it a car insurance company, right? Aflac?
Aflac.
Man.
Was you remember Aflac as a kid? Aflac. Duck walking around.
I never watched TV.
Aflac.
Literally, I'd only watch NASCAR, and that's about it.
I am not trying to promote what Aflac is, but Aflac is a company that helps people that are injured out of work make money.
Oh, I thought it was like car insurance.
Aflac.
I guess I caught you $1.
Hey, I can officially say, go to Charles Wooten, cue the duck, and it would make sense.
Yes, it would. You see under caution here at the moment. Lap 59 of 250. Again, what is this, the third, fourth caution? We're definitely not on the record.
I think this is the sixth caution of the race. Do we have a race summary so far of what we have so far? I think it's our sixth yellow flag of the race.
Like 6 or 7.
Where's my giraffe man at on the broadcast?
He's nowhere to be found, sorry.
Oh.
Pit stops underway as these guys getting back onto the track. I'm a little shocked here. We got Trenton jump out front, and look, you can see why he's out front right now. He pit on lap 149. Everyone else lap 159 on the caution. He's got 10 lap older tires, but he will be your new race leader unless he comes back down pit road.
The problem for the Aflac car, slender giraffe. He normally keeps up with our caution count.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen him here tonight. Oh, there he is. He's in there. He is in there. He was helping us out earlier with the goose car. So we'll get him.
Somebody says, Shane Shark says race is so boring. I guess now they're talking about game shows. No, we were just we were talking about something in regards to the reason why we were mentioning game shows. I can't remember what it was, but it was something in regards to the race. This has actually been a fairly pretty interesting race so far. It's been pretty good here at the Oregon 600K. And we do have guys on the pit lane making pit stops. So we're going to take a pit stop as well. Take a break, come back. Hey, you like wraps? You like racing shirts? You like t-shirts? You like sweaters? You like your favorite driver or track events or series to be represented. Here's details. Shirt company. That is a big part of what is LSR TV. Good commercial break. Lengthy for you as we'll step away from Charlotte as we're under 100 laps to go here in the Orgain 600K on your home of sim racing with the Adrenaline iRacing League.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything. Hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customer and stuff. So you can just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees@yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Back here at Charlotte, ready for the restart here in the Orgain 600K. Charles Wooten, Jordan Studebaker, Wesley Outland here with you. We are under 100 laps to go after the conclusion of our 6th caution of the race, if you count the stage. Having a yellow flag. This is a 6th caution, and they're going to wave off the restart. Caution lights come back on the pace car.
Interesting call there to wave off the caution. I'm thinking they may be listening in on our conversation and realizing that I can't get food and they don't want me to eat.
Okay.
So you could.
No, the lights are off this time. Interesting. Usually that indicates something was wrong with the lineup. Something happened they had to sort out. So regardless of the reason, the lights are off this time, so we'll, I won't even say regroup them. They never got out of position. We're gonna try to do this one more time. You can see all the lights are shining, Wesley. And what's cool about this track at night, when it is a night race, we have what is called the fireworks camera. We
The
actually
freaks
get
come
to
out at night.
Not that too, but we actually get to watch the fireworks at this race conclusion.
Oh, yes.
Here at Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
So what's better than 600-kilometer race? Fireworks at the end of it.
Even if it is virtual.
Yes.
What do you say, Jordan?
I remember one 4th of July we did virtual fireworks instead of actually going to see fireworks.
What is virtual fireworks? Like watching it on television?
YouTube.
Watching something?
YouTube.
Is that fireworks or is that the Afro Circus?
Afro Circus.
I was trying to do the famous 4th of July music, but the hell with it. Pace car comes in. We're ready for the restart. Under 80 laps to go. 164 of 250. Green flag back in the air in Charlotte. Look at the flash bulbs popping. There's some fireworks for you with your cameras virtually as they roar to turn 1. Look at this angle. You're going to love it. Yeah, shake it, baby, shake it.
Cameras shaking and rattling.
Do what?
You can't say that.
Yeah, your cameras are shaking. Look at those shaking
That's the way you
cameras. I
said
love
it.
them.
I got nothing. Green flag, 165 of 250. Not quite to the closing stages, but we're getting
Jody's
closer
like-
and closer.
Charles is like, I got nothing. Jordan's like, you can't say that, Wesley. I just did. Of course, I was referring to the camera angles shaking, not,
Yes.
other things.
They've done Braxton Louise, currently 5th position. Andy McDowell at him. Stafford hanging on to that 3rd position, even with his connection issues. And somebody having some issues back here while registered and off track. But it looks like maybe a connection issue going on back there as well. And these guys are really starting to mix it up. Again, it's not necessarily for the lead, Wesley, but it's back 5th, 6th, 7th, onward to about 12th position where they're still battling it out.
Back off of turn 4, back to the start-finish line here in the Orgain 600K. And we said around, 200, 210, but then we had a pit stop. So, but I didn't really see anybody ready to come to the pit road because they had pitted before the caution. A couple of takers did, like McDowell before he got penalized. But other than that,
See where the list was good because you could see all of them at once.
168 of 250. Here in Charlotte, as you see the new ticker on the upper top of your screen.
Smith's still maintaining 1st position.
Yes, sir. Mann is in 2nd. Stafford in 3rd, even with all those net code issues we referred to. He's still in the 3rd spot. I'm impressed with Mann also with the run he has.
Definitely takes some skill to be able to do that.
Look at this battle now for 4th. McDowell in the 20, Bourne in the 54, DeWeese in 27. That's going on, Jordan on 4. These, these 3 cars battling. Oh, there's contact. Look out, DeWeese. Oh, Bourne gets to his inside. He'll clear him for that spot on the back straightaway. That was close, Jordan.
It was close.
Wow. Wiggling and giggling. I don't know if he was really giggling there just then. As Bourne will clear DeWeese.
I could imagine just as to what he was going through his head or saying verbally.
Yes,
this whole
sir.
house could hear him.
For sure. As caution again out for 6 times. We're back on the restart. Bourne now moving around. DeWeese for 3rd and 4th. What do you think, Charles? Bourne's got a strong car. Daytona winner. He's in 4th now.
He's definitely got a good car. Man hanging in there as well. Those top 3 really have started to pull away from Bourne. They're not too terribly far away. I think they're still within striking distance at the moment. But look at this 3-car. I can't even call it a tandem because that's 2. What's a 3-car tandem?
Throw a blanket over him for position.
There you go. Well, now that blanket just got ripped up a little bit as it's a 2-car tandem between the 49 and the 61 with Stafford still having that connection issue, and he gets
Look
right
at
on the back
Nico,
bumper.
man. He has come out of nowhere.
I feel like that's gonna negatively affect him here in the near future.
I don't know.
He's happening.
He's still hanging in there, though, in third.
It looks like he's really close to the 48 or 49 there.
Closing in on man for that second spot. He blinks and blinks and blinks, and then all of a sudden he's just like, bing, I'm there.
It's like 007, James Bond.
Yes.
1 second he's there, 1 second he's not.
And there's the shot by from his front. That's, it's really close. Those are your top 10 cars, top 12 cars. They're all single file, but they're right there together. So really, I wouldn't say anybody in the top 10 is out of this, as they are really close together. I mean, they're not super close, but they're still pretty close in that top 10 right now.
Lap 175 of 250. Coming up on 75 laps to go here in the Orgain 600K. 600 kilometers, 250 laps. Welcome to the Adrenaline iRacing League's longest race of the season. And it's live on your home of sim racing, LSR TV. I'm Wesley Outland, Jordan Studebaker, Charles Wooten alongside on the call. And this race, can we say, gentlemen, finally coming down to the home stretch, under 75 laps to go on lap 175.
Definitely is coming down to the last little bit. And to switch it up, you see the manufacturers at the top of your list right now. And a mixed field here, really, Wesley. When you look at things, there are quite a few Chevys, Fords, and Toyotas. This is probably the most mixed field we have seen as far as manufacturers go.
What do you think, Jordan? A lot of different Fords, Chevys, and Toyotas.
Ooh, contact between
there.
That was a little bit of contact between the 54 and the 27 of DeWeese and McDowell. Or sorry, Bourne and DeWeese, as they keep it going in the right
you
direction.
Notice that smoke that keeps getting in front of those guys? That is the net code issues continuing on Stafford's car in second, the 61.
And he's definitely hoping his internet does hold on. You know, and that's the big thing right now for Stafford, is his connection issues haven't led to a whole lot of net code, because he hasn't been around anyone too terribly close. But he's got to be wondering, is it going to hold up for the remainder of the race? And one thing about netcode, Wesley, for the ones that don't know, is we see him blinking all over the place like he needs to get some blinker fluid. He can't see that.
That's true. We're seeing it, and the other drivers around him are seeing it. But he thinks, honestly, Jordan, that he is basically rolling along on a Sunday afternoon. Basically on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, so, you know, it's one of those things you really have to be careful about. And it really makes all the other drivers be on their P's and Q's. As right now you see the 27 say, I'm going to make a run to the outside. He's got the 20, maybe going to make a run to the inside.
Might go 3 wide. Might go 3 wide.
Yeah.
Oh, contact.
He's in the wall.
And that right there, unfortunately, was not any net code. That was just a 3 wide, and, well, there's not enough real estate, and they got together and make contact.
Wow, what do you think, Jordan?
Free real estate.
Free real estate, Affleck.
I forget what commercial that is.
As there you see that 20 car now moving his way to third. That's McDowell. He just got around the netcode machine of Stafford. Now Stafford coming off of that Bristol win. So obviously, Charles, if Stafford does have a bad night, it really doesn't mean a hill of beans. He goes to the playoffs because he won at Bristol last week. Yeah,
he doesn't have as much on the line, and that is why. And it's just like real life, Wesley. You've covered enough of them NASCAR races to know when these guys are in and they don't have as much to worry about, they will do things that they normally would not do. Make crazy calls, crazy moves. You know, we haven't seen that yet, but coming up on lap 200 here in 20 laps, we may start to see some people not hit when we think they should. you know, I don't think anyone will pit when they shouldn't, but they may not pit when we think they should, to stay up front and try to gamble just to get that win, just to have it. They already got in, they don't need it.
What a grueling testament. Probably one of the longest iRacing broadcasts LSR TV has ever covered.
How long have we been going at it?
We came live at 6:30.
6:30. It's 8:30.
We're
now.
about going on hour 3 of coverage now.
Yeah.
We're into hour
2.
3.
Yeah.
We're into hour 3.
Yeah, live, we have been on the air for 2 hours and 16 minutes.
There you go.
The live time here. Definitely getting up there in time. We'll see. We'll definitely be into overtime here. Actually, into overtime already, which means chicken wings will be in orders.
That means bonus.
Yeah, bonus chicken wings. So,
There.
but well, no, not boneless. That's not a
Boneless,
wing.
yeah.
That's a glorified chicken nugget.
Boneless
Lap
better.
184 of 250. And the man out in front is the driver of Smith. What a dominating performance he has had in this Apple Computers retro throwback computer of the Bill Gates days of back in the 80s. As he exits off turn 4, back to the start-finish line. Coming in on the final 65 laps here, the Orgain 600K. And
Yellow
again,
flag.
caution is out. Yellow flag number 7 is Charlotte. And this will, I believe, change everything, gentlemen. I think we're going to have cars coming to pit road.
It is, and there's that modified of the 28. Smacks the inside wall and just brings it to a stop right in the middle of the track. That will bring out the caution. So not a whole lot. Just car was already broken, hits the inside wall, stops it in the track. Caution is out here. Again, I'm with you, Wesley. I think this is going to change things up quite a bit.
I think we could definitely throw out the whole pitting between 200 and 210 out the window, Jordan. This definitely changes things with now, under 65 laps to go. They're coming to pit road.
I don't know. Maybe there's still a possibility some will pit like 230, maybe.
Maybe it might make them pit early, but then you're crazy if you do that.
There's a possibility of doing it. I mean, that there's also the opportunity of having new tires is like getting new tires right now.
I think they're coming to pit road.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe it might help them if they are like the 27 car, like he managed to make his way up there.
That's right. 186 of 250, and my predictions are correct. Off of turn 4, they're all coming down pit road. Charles Wooten, it's time for pit stops.
Stop's going to be underway, and like you said, everybody comes down in the top 17. We'll see 18, I do believe, will come down as well. And there you go. Every lap car is on pit road. Pit stops are going to be underway. Again, I still don't think it's the money stop. If we went green, I still don't think they can make it because it's 38-40. So this is still not the money stop, Wesley, but it's going to be a pretty important stop.
You're correct on that. If anything, it's made the pit stops that me and Jordan said between lap 200 and 210, or as Charles said, 211.
211. I said 210.05.
Now possibly go to around 225 to 235 because they can't go to the finish with this pit stop.
I mean, they can certainly try, but I doubt it. Yeah.
It's good.
They're going to have to pit again. They're going to have to pit again.
They will have to pit again, and it looks like we'll probably get the green flag to go at lap 192-ish. So roughly less than 10 to go to the 200 lap mark when we take the green again. It's going to be interesting. It's shaking it up as now you got some guys coming in that were lapped down. But Derek Smith still leading the way in that Apple machine.
Pit stops complete. We'll take a pit stop as well. 188 of 250 under yellow flag for the 7th time. Here in Charlotte in the longest running race of the year for the Adrenaline iRacing League. the Orgain 600K. We'll be back with more on Live Sim Racing, your home of sim racing at Charlotte. Back in a second.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Back here at Charlotte, 60 laps to go. Coming up when we turn them back loose here. Jordan Studebaker, Charles Wooten. This is Wesley Outland. This is the Adrenaline iRacing League tonight. The Orgain 600K. Whether you want to work on your strength or work on losing that belly fat of yours from the pandemic, Orgain 600K can take care of your needs. As we get ready for the pace car to drop back onto pit road, it'll be a 60-lap race to the finish. Green flag back in the air at the restart zone. Here is Charlotte. We'll feel the thunder one more time. actually taking a look at what is Orgain.com, the official website. And Jordan, you're checking out all these cool things he's got, right?
It's all organic. Well, most of it's organic.
Yeah. Any good stuff?
I don't know. Proteins.
So they got bars, they got shakes, they got candy.
I'm looking at the protein shakes right now.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That would explain the name Orgain, organic gain.
True. That actually might be.
They've got everything to help you muscle up to be a muscle man or woman. Or lose that weight for a man or a woman. It's not just for men, it's for women also. It's for everybody.
And the little kiddos. Don't forget the kiddos.
So much of it. There's so much to choose from.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, Charles, we were talking about the transition of the race in reality to virtual outside Dirty Durham, North Carolina. It is officially almost nightfall as we approach 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Surprisingly enough, it is still sunny and probably like 102 outside of Texas. So if we got you beat on the sun, but you are the sunlight, daylight, but you can definitely have the weather if you would like.
It's 91 degrees here still.
That's probably about what it is here. I cannot confirm this at the moment, as at the moment, of course, I am doing a broadcast. But we're gonna look and we're gonna see. Let's see what the weather is.
Is presented by Orgain for the Orgain 600K at Charlotte. Good, clean nutrition. High quality ingredients, non-GMO, no preservatives, and always delicious. Shop for your products, whether to work on your weight or strength, at Orgain.com.
Non-GMO, that's nice.
What's non-GMO mean?
Genetically modified.
Genetically modified crops.
That means like if I look in the mirror and I think my muscles are bigger than they are.
No, so
something like that.
Nothing like that. So GMOs is like crops and stuff like corn. They'll use chemicals to grow it faster and stuff. And non-GMO means that they don't do that and everything.
Is that like the pesticides? And stuff?
The pesticides and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So what is he used in?
Nothing. It's just naturally grown. It's good. It's
Man, your turtle is having a hey old time over there. Look at that.
Yeah,
he needs some more game.
He needs some more game. I mean, he's just vibing.
He's happy.
Yeah. He's blind in one eye. Didn't you know that?
No.
He's blind in one eye.
That's why he can't see.
That's why it's called one eye. Yeah. That's, oh my God, you're so mean. He's blind in one eye, and then he's also got like a nickel color on it.
Reminds me of a water bucket.
A nickel color in an eye. That's a cataract.
Talking about a turtle now.
Working lap 200 next time by. And gentlemen, I got a feeling business is going to pick up here in the Orgain 600K. These final 50 laps here in Charlotte next time around.
Yeah, 50 to go. This is go time for these guys. You got to get to the front. You know, Wesley, we've talked about him all night long while we're watching this battle. My question is, with 50 to go, are we going to see some sleepers creeping their way back to the front? And does anybody have anything for Derek Smith in that 66 machine? As Bronson Stafford, he's bringing it to the pits.
Could this be a pit strategy, gentlemen? What do you think?
That's what I was saying. It's like people might still pit and get new fresh tires so they can run the rest of the race without newer tires.
I think it may be, the final stop of the race, according, no cautions or anything. We know they've been coming down around lap 38 to 40, but that was just a number we were given. They may be able to make it more laps than that on fuel, and we know from past races, Wesley, that if anybody can save their tires and win a race, it's going to be Bronson Stafford.
And you got to remember, he has been facing all of these net code issues here, for sure.
He needs every advantage he can get to overcome that net code and the connection issues here. Unfortunately, not sure if it's going to happen, but look at this battle going on right here between Braxton Deweese and Austin Gregory.
This guy, Derek Smith, reminds me of like Jimmy Johnson when he used to dominate at Charlotte.
He's still
doing
dominating.
The same thing in that number 40, in like Johnson done in the 48 car. Derek Smith is doing today in that 66 machine.
You say used to, but he's still dominating.
Well, he hasn't won in a while.
Hey, doesn't mean he's
in
not
his
great.
last season racing. He's one of the best, man.
He is one of the
best of the sport. 7-time champion.
Yeah, there's coins somewhere.
Going on a slump of 100+ races that he's not won. But you know, he's a talent to go off on his final season full time in the Cup Series. You know, definitely going to miss him. 203 of 250 here in the Orgain 600K. Ready for this final 50-lap stretch on LSR TV. And as I said that, as we watch the 94 of Gilberto Gomez battling alongside, now clearing Caleb Smith in 25. He'll now set his sights on Trenton Jump, the Daytona All-Star Showdown winner. Derek Smith has just been, bottom line, the class of the field here since the drop of the green, gentlemen. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how he maintains it, if he can, and I feel like he's going to have a good race.
What do you think, Charles Wooten?
I definitely, definitely been the class of the field here tonight. You know, and it's not often that you see someone who, you know, isn't up front that starts there. Braxton DeWeese started pole. Derek Smith started right outside him on the outside pole in second. We have seen time and time again where somebody up front ends up having problems and they don't end up in the front for the majority of the race, or they don't win the race. Hopefully he can still hang on to the win, but he has been up front all race long, and that right there is by definition class of the field.
And Derek Smith looking to be the man to take this finish home. Sergeant Man, what a run for him. Charles, can we talk about the 49 machine? Normally, he is in a wreck fest, yellow flag Fiesta, got his car all tore up with like a modified last week at Bristol and more. And Sergeant Man is now in the second position, looking for probably what would be the best finish of his career on the Adrenaline iRacing League tonight here in Charlotte.
Yeah, and not to mention the fact, you know, if you look at the top 5 right now, we talk about it changes for so much from week to week. Usually we got a lot of Chevys up in the top 5, or a lot of Fords. Look at the top 5. 4 out of the top 5 cars right now are Toyotas.
What do you think, Jordan?
Coincidence. Foreign cars. Coincidence.
Derek Smith, again the leader. There is man. Shane Therian, we've talked about him a time or two. He's in that third spot in the 38 machine. Advances 13 positions in the race so far for the driver in car number 38. But the man that has passed the most cars on the racetrack so far is in 10th position. Excuse me, car number 13. Austin Greaterix, what a run he has had tonight here in Charlotte. He's in the 10th position there, Cody.
Yeah, he is right now. Like I said, on the side of the car, Cobra. He's looking to strike like a Cobra maybe and gain some more spots and get into the top. But right now, he has got that 5 all over his back bumper. Keep in mind the 5 is not in a position to battle with him right now, as he is well deep in the field, I do believe, as far as positions go. But he's definitely trying to get that number 13 machine to the front and gain some spots. And we have very few drivers out of this race, out of the 28 car field. Currently 22 are on track.
Yeah, that's Jacob Grant in that number 5 machine, as he is currently 2 laps down on the racetrack. As the rest of the field crosses the line, the interval from Smith to man is under a second. Under 100th of a second, actually. A dominating performance for the driver of car number 66, Derek Smith. A great performance for him as we approach the 9 p.m. hour Eastern time here at Charlotte for LSR TV's coverage of this Orgain 600K. There is Rhetorics along with the 25 of Smith, followed by the 5 of Grant, 2 laps down. A couple of lap car battling lead lap cars as they go around the corner there, Charles.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how good those tires are. Look at him. He may not be on the lead lap, but he is definitely pushing and go quickly just ahead of them a little bit. Braxton DeWeese on the move as well. As
Battle
he is
for
getting
fourth.
by.
Battle for the top 5. There's Braxton DeWeese trying to get around Gilberto, Javier Gomez, and Tyler Tomasi. A 2-for-1. He'll clear him, Jordan, off of turn 2. There's that 27 car coming back.
Yeah, he's definitely progressing again in the line. I think he went back a little bit a little while ago, and he's making his way back up, right?
214 of 250. Final round of commercials. We'll thank Lone Star 600, getting ready for that event in October on RaceOnTexas.com, a subsidiary of the LSR TV brand. Final round of commercials, and we take you to the finish in the Orgain 600K from Charlotte on your home of sim racing, LSR TV.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
They say everything is bigger. These guys down in Texas aren't messing around. This feature race will separate the boys from the men, the girls from the ladies. Can you handle racing 300 laps for $25,000? It's not as easy as you think. We don't stop to tow those too weak. We just push them out of the way. We don't run 20 laps. We run 300 each night. We don't care about what you and your boys have under the hood. Bring all you got. Don't be scared. Call my Cowboy Jack today to get signed up. It all goes down on October 2nd and 3rd in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Kenny Wallace is coming back this year to try again. You don't have excuses. Go to LoneStar600.com now.
Back here is Charlotte, ready for the final. Over 30 laps remaining in what has been the longest running race of the season, the Adrenaline iRacing League. Tonight, round 4 here in Charlotte for the Orgain 600K. Jordan Studebaker, Charles Wooten, Wesley Outland, and this race under the lights now officially. Nightfall in Durham, and we're set for this final 30-lap sprint here, Jordan. The long race, I told you.
Yeah, it is. Getting tired.
So you're getting tired in the booth.
But
what do you
yeah.
think these drivers are feeling? That butt kicker better be kicking in right now, right?
I need one of those.
Your butts better be vibrating, fellas.
I'm tired simply because I'm used to falling asleep at like 10 o'clock and waking up at like 5.
What do you think, Charles? Them butt vibrators better be going.
Well, I don't know who all has them, but I imagine they're probably working overtime.
Feels good.
And what is working right now is pit stops underway.
Pit stops.
Here, I told you guys, what did I say? Between 220?
I said lap 221, so.
You did fucking love. 220, 225, here they come, green flag pit stops. And then if we get a caution, guys, this changes everything.
It's definitely going to change as we're coming up on 25 to go here in a few laps. And everybody is coming in. Trenton Jump now making his way in that Ford Performance number 46 machine. And I see some cars that are registering as crashing, but that is not bringing out a yellow. And my guess is they There is a threshold for our system, Wesley, that they have to be above speed-wise, and if they get below that speed too far back before the pits, it will register them as a incident on our system.
27 laps to go. Here is Charlotte. The Orgain 600K is down. Can we say it, gentlemen, finally? The home stretch.
Indeed, it is the home stretch. Again, it's been a really long race, going roughly about 3 hours or so, which is what what was predicted to us. I thought it'd be a little bit longer, but 2.5, 3 hours, and we're right on cue for that with 5 to 6 cautions.
7 cautions to be exact, actually.
Well, my math never was good.
Final 25 laps of this event, as now the 94 car of Gamera. There's Gomer Powell leading the way, but these are drivers that have not pitted yet.
Yeah.
Remember Stafford. Remember, he pitted about 10 laps before anybody else did. So my question is he gambling to go for 2 wins in a row here? Can he go to the finish? What do you think, Charles Wooten?
I think he forgot he's not in Las Vegas. He is gambling big. We saw what happened to Braxton DeWeese earlier with 7 lap older tires. He fell pretty quickly, but, and that's a big but, he fell because we had a caution and they were able to catch him. If we don't see the caution, they may not be able to catch him. And Wesley, I want to point out that something you really wanted to see, if you look at the top of the overlays there.
I love seeing the countdown mode.
It does say 25 laps to go.
Yes, sir. 25 laps to go here. That means we're on lap number 226. 226 of 250. Therian to the inside. That's for the lead. New leader, Shane Therian in 38.
And keep in mind, and we are predicting
or
the
second,
leader.
actually. Second.
Yeah, we'll call him the leader because we know that
Gamera's got a pit.
Yeah, he's got a pit. So for all intents and purposes, the 38 of Shane Therian would be your race leader. And I want to pull this up real fast. We haven't pulled this up all night long here. And then, well, I can't anyway, but never mind. We won't pull it up. But pit stops there. These guys have made a lot of pit stops here for some of them. Some of them, like your leader, currently 6. Shane Therian has made 10 pit stops.
Wow.
10 pit stops.
10 pit stops.
Pitting.
We knew this was going to be a grueling race.
Yes,
A lot of rubber.
A lot of tires, yeah.
It really comes down to, whether or not you pitted under caution. You look down there, you've got Logan Brakey, 12 pit stops. So some of these guys, literally every chance they have got to come down pit road, they have taken it. Other drivers, not so much. Meanwhile, Bronson Stafford, he's got that ball and chain around his ankle with them old tires, and now he's scraping the wall and he is falling backwards. He went from what would be first all the way now to the 5th position.
Leaders off the corner. Coming up on 21 laps to go. This time by. There's the leader, Gamera. Gamera and Therian. Smith in 3rd. Mann in 4th. Stafford 5. We saw the 61 a moment ago. 21 laps to go. So let's be honest, guys. The strategy that Stafford tried to make of pitting before anybody else did is only going to end up with maybe a top 10 finish in the deal for him.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for him, and one that I really thought had a chance to possibly put this thing in victory lane would have been Robert Kenny. He is back in 9th position right now, and I've kind of figured his team would work with him here. The 94 comes down pit road. I figured Stafford and Therian would kind of work, try to get him in position to get the win. But unfortunately, even if that was the case, he has just not really had the car he needed to put that thing in victory lane, as he is currently 9th And Alex Walton's going to wreck. Caution is out.
Caution out with 20 laps to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this changes everything.
Down on the apron and just loses it.
The Napa Auto Parts colors of number 63. Bouncing off the wall to the inside. Stalling, the yellow flies. Yellow flag number 9 if you count the stage caution. Who's coming to pit road? What do you think, Jordan?
It's hard to tell. Maybe. I honestly don't know.
Do you hold on to your track position, Charles? What do you think?
I'm coming down.
It might be worth it, but it looks like the 38 might be pitting.
Pit road ain't opened yet.
There's only 14 cars on the lead lap right now. I'm coming down. I'm taking tires.
I think they all might be coming down to pit road. Gentlemen, I think you can call this your checkmate here. This is going to be the money stop coming up for sure. Under 19 laps to go here in the Orgain 600K, and they're going to call our bluff. Here they all come to pit road. Smith thought better of it, I thought. He'll stay in.
A couple of drivers opting not to. I thought that they may be lap cars that were in the mix. I'm not sure. We'll find out here shortly. But everybody coming down. I figured they would.
Did Braxton, did we stay out? I think Braxton did.
Take a look and see if we can find him here.
In the 27 car, I honestly don't think he pitted.
And I believe you may be correct. Well, he couldn't. He's not on the lead lap right now.
Oh, okay.
So he is currently...
That's right. He's on the free pass now. He'll get the wave around.
Yeah, he's on lap 230, where everyone else is on lap 232. So,
oh man, what a tough right there for Braxton.
Yeah, not going to be a possible contender here with 18 to go.
Well, at least I was right. He didn't come to pit road.
You were right. He did not come to pit road. But everybody on the lead lap did come down. I figured they would. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out now. And I will say, actually, I don't think Gilberto came down.
Smith didn't pit, Jordan.
He didn't.
The 66 of Smith is the guy that did not pit.
It might not have been.
I'm showing him lap 232. Gilberto in the 94 did not come down. He came down on lap 230.
Wow.
So either way, there's somebody up front that didn't take fresh tires.
Smith.
This time.
It's the 66 car, Derek Smith.
Will that help him in the long run? It's a question.
I don't think the 66 came to pit road, guys. I really don't. There's Dyer's car. As I'm telling you, I don't think it was Smith that pitted. And Therian is out there now. I know he pitted. I don't know if Smith pitted, guys. I can't remember. It's been a long race. 17 to go. Charles, are you calculating Smith coming to pit road?
Yeah, I am calculating. He came down on lap 232.
Okay.
And Gilberto, in just ahead of him in the 94, was lap 230.
So who didn't pit behind Gamera?
Gamera, that's it. He is the lone car that pitted 2 laps before the caution came out. Everyone else is a lap car in front of them.
And then from there, it's going to be a caution flag fiesta. Gentlemen, I think we're going to have a wreck fest now. What do you think? 17 to go. Katie, bar the door.
It's going to be the
It's about to get good here at Charlotte.
It's going to turn into the Indy cars.
The Indy cars? I believe I can fly.
But I ain't got wings.
Coming down is the hardest thing.
We're turning into the
It's been a long night.
XM Tom Petty channel.
I love Tom Petty. What do you think, Charles? Who's going to win this thing, buddy?
I still got
I say it is going to be Stafford going for 2 wins.
Really? You think so? Gordon Studebaker, who's your pick?
I'm going to have to go with the old and faithful Apple car.
The 66 of Derek Smith.
The Old Faithful.
That's who my picks, man. But I'll tell you, the dark horse, I think you can keep it on the Sergeant, man. He had a strong car in that 49. He's right there in the catbird seat as we approach 16 laps to go here in the Orgain 600K.
There you have it for all the ladies out there. If you're looking for a man, I found you one right here. He's got expensive taste, going with the Apple car. So,
hey, I'm looking for.
Well, you know, Jordan has several women. Okay, let me just go ahead and throw the gauntlet down on this here. Okay, Linda.
His turtle does not count.
I'm literally in the broadcast booth with him calling this event, and he's literally probably messaged 10 girls.
Three.
Okay, it's three at the time being. Okay. All these women.
1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
4, 5. Or no, that's
6.
Well,
6.
You're gonna have
7,
0 after you expose them all over the
7,
internet.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
And still
15,
counting?
16, 17, 18,
Are you counting
19.
how many laps we have to go? Or
No, 19 girls in the
19 women in a day. He's snappy chatted with.
That's not even mentioning iMessage games.
Well, let's
Yeah.
hope none of them are watching the broadcast, or he's gonna have 0.
I think 2 are. So
2 might be.
2
He might be come down to 14 when it's over with tonight.
Nah.
I do know it's going to be 14 to go when we take the green flag.
Not actually talking to them at many people, okay? Most of it's just streaks, okay? It's just a joke. Most of it's just streaks.
Streaks, I see you. Streaks.
I know
it's
the
not,
streak,
actually
but I don't know what
talking to
streaks
people.
are.
You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wesley Outland, on Snapchat as well.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
At Wesley Outland. Red wine.
I deleted it because you said no. I was going to post it in my story too.
Ready for the restart.
Ready for the restart.
14 women remain in Jordan's contact list.
Here,
And there will be 14 laps remaining here in the Orgain 600K.
Put this in your story. I say no more cautions the rest of the race.
I'm sorry, I disagree.
Well, then put that in your story. I'm putting this in mine.
It's been a long one.
No cautions. We're going caution-free the rest of the race.
I told you yesterday, Jordan, this is going to be a grueling race. Back to green. Look out, the Amigo Gomez in trouble. 3-car battle for the lead. Now make it 4-car battle. Theory and Stafford, Smith, Tomasi. Looking for Stafford to go to third in turn 1. Therian's there for number 2. Up the racetrack goes Gomez. Shane Therian to the bottom. He'll clear him for P1 to the back straightaway and carry Stafford and Tomasi and Smith. And man with him, there's contact in 3. In the wall is Gomez.
Contact between him and Apple.
Now caution, 13 to go here in Charlotte.
What a save by that 94 after contact there with the 66. And right now, and there goes.
Smith almost gets turned. Man gets into him, and they still hold it together. Are you kidding me?
No, we're not holding it together. Caution is out.
That is Robert Kennedy in the wall. Bottom of turn number 3 in the 34. He has hit the fence. There's your caution. Number 10 here in the Orgain 600 at Charlotte. This could have been a 3 cautions before it actually come unglued when Kenny got contact there with the 46 and went around.
He got the wall hard, and that rarely happens.
Watch the Trenton jump car. He's the one that got into him. Wow. Smith and McDowell.
And watch this in the wall. That rarely happens.
Ooh, oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Did he get stuck
broke
on the wall?
game code.
He did, got stuck on the wall.
His the car model went into the wall model.
That's cool.
It rarely happens, but we're gonna go on board with it here.
This is Trenton jump, and his car becomes a wall.
So what I'm guessing is happening. What I'm guessing is the car updating. Made it transparent to where it went into the wall, and then when it like the delay, because the tick is probably like a 10 tick or something like that.
Wow.
I don't know what the tick is, but between that time the model was going into the wall.
What a race. Guys,
So-
under 10 laps to go. Charles, you lost that bet. Caution flag, free my foot.
That's what I'm guessing is what happened, made him go on the wall, but I'm not too sure because I don't know the game physics.
But I will tell you this, guys, they're not wasting no time. The lights are off on the pace car. No, I'm sorry, they are. They're still on.
Don't mind Wesley. He's had some ones.
Well, I thought normally the tail lights are flashing, you smart Alec.
We don't need
Just
lights.
because
The
I had a
track
glass of
always
red wine does not mean
had
that
like
I'm
two.
like tipsy, okay?
Like
Well,
two.
I did see Braxton
One and
Louise
a
run
half.
into the back of the pace car earlier. So he
I drank, like,
maybe he broke the lights.
11 laps to go here at Charlotte.
So good news, we're not going into overtime yet.
Yeah.
Bad news, we still could go into overtime. I mean, technically, I think we're already into overtime. It will be quite interesting to find out if we're going to go into overtime, and that's the new bet. It ain't cautions now, Wesley.
No, you can't change your bet, Fluke. What are you doing?
Forget that. We done lost that bet. We're going to a new bet. The bet on the table is, will we go into actual overtime
I
here?
think we will. I think, ladies and gentlemen, Katie barred the door. This is going to be a wild 11 laps here in the Orgain 600K at Charlotte.
I think, you know, you stole my bet. I think
I'm
we're
sorry.
not going to. I don't think we're going to go into overtime because otherwise this is not going to be the 600 Orgain 600K.
And by
then
the
it would
way-
be
Yeah, okay, go ahead and finish. I want to listen to what you're going to say. Go ahead.
it'd be like the 602K.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're going to really go into overtime now. Hey, and by the way, today is considered National Ice Cream Day, so have you some ice cream.
We don't got ice. Well, we do got ice.
Take a picture. Have a selfie.
Does Orgain have any ice cream? I mean,
No, they
there's
don't. I mean,
organic
Ice cream. I got you an ice cream.
I think I made protein ice cream once. It was pretty good.
Protein ice cream.
Yeah, you just put protein in with the, when you buy the self-made ice creams or whatever, you can make your own ice
Put
cream.
like a protein shake in it?
Yeah, you just put a little bit of protein in it.
I don't know. I've lost track. We
As
are
long as
checking
he
out the
ain't putting,
website, though, Orgain.com, man. They got a
It's
lot of
like-
cool stuff.
Everything's like 5 stars. With like 100+ ratings.
And OGMC, is that what you said?
No
OMG. Oh,
GMO.
GMO, yeah.
Genetically modified crops.
I mean, you say GMO, and I think alphabet ABC.
What is it, ABC soup? We're going back to the Campbell's topic.
Yeah, we're going to go back to clam chowder.
Clam chowder.
That was something I talked about earlier on another broadcast, Charles. And to be honest with you, brother, I got 2 more to do right after finishing with you. Oh,
No.
I'm getting old, man.
I'm gonna be
Gray
honest
hair is
with you.
settling in.
I don't have any more to do, and I am not young.
I'll see you Wednesday for World of Thunder.
Oh, we will be there.
And that's the only
Uh-uh.
race broadcast we have till next Sunday.
Yeah, we don't have anything. So we have dirt racing, and then look at this. Our last 3 broadcasts, counting tonight, we have a 600K, 250 lap Charlotte race, which we're currently doing, of course. Then we
600K,
have-
buddy. 600K, 250K. You
Yeah,
wish.
What is
Something like
600K?
that. Then
What
we
is-
go to do some dirt racing, and then we go to the Glen. 3 totally different races in 3 events.
Hey, that's right. And by the way, then we go to Watkins Glen. Then we go to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. This event is 372.823 miles.
That's like a fourth
Wow.
of the country. Like going up and down, that's like a fourth of the country. Jeez.
What a gruel for these guys here tonight. Thank you for that stat guide. Normally I do it when I work NASCAR broadcasts. They give me racing insights, but thank you, Jordan. You're my racing insider tonight for racing insights. I appreciate it.
And see, you have 2 choices here right now, people. For anyone out there watching, you have 2 choices in life right now. You could walk that 600K or however many miles it is, and you wouldn't
I
need any
ran.
of this Orgain. Or you could just get Orgain. So unless you want to walk halfway across the country, go to Orgain.com, get some of that healthy product, and then you don't have to walk halfway across the country. I mean, you might still walk, but you don't have to walk halfway across the country.
I ran a 5K once and that was enough.
I ran to my kitchen once. That was far enough.
I ran to my kitchen once. I mean, I did track, so I mean, it was sort of something that I was already used to doing, I guess. I would never be able to run up 600K. Oh my, gee.
Wow. you know, normally like when I announce at Charlotte and we do the Coca-Cola 600, which is 600 miles, 400 laps in May. You know, you have like a big broadcast crew. You know, like 3 announcers: Ken Squire, Linda Baticki, myself, Steve Post. You've got Stephanie Durner. You've got, you know, all the people on pit road.
I don't got the
you got all these people, and then like, you know, for us it's 600 kilometers and it's 3 people. And like, you know, we're about war slam out here. We're making it work.
Speaking of working,
this is a big race right here, guys. This is a long race.
Yeah, we're repeating history. We're talking about soup for the 2nd time. So
clam chowder.
Clam chowder.
Well, somebody can buy some clam chowder or some wargaming.com.
I can make clam chowder.
And normally we're a fan of like Hooters and Taco Bell, and you know, we think about the Taco Bell dog getting ran over, you know.
Yeah, but tonight's a healthy night as we're taking the
tonight's a healthy night, exactly. No Taco Bell.
Well, I made sauce.
No Hooters, no Whataburger for you. 8 to go on a restart at Charlotte. Therian on the jump. 2 car links on Stafford, the Bristol winner. And man, the man that I said was my dark horse pick is in 3rd back to turn 1, Charles.
And I still say Bronson Stafford's got a shot here. Shane Therian out front, though. He's leading him by quite a bit. Meanwhile, you got the 66 of Derek Smith. He's back 3 spots in 5th spot right now from where he started. He's got his work cut out for him. Our question here, though, is are we out of the woods on cautions? And how much is it going to take it up?
6 laps to go here at Charlotte. Therian, Stafford. Man, you know, guys, you get so tired. You get just a long race, and then all of a sudden, like these final 10 laps, you just get like a spurt of energy back. It's that Orgain kicking in.
I mean, at this time, I'd be tired regardless.
Stafford to the inside, looking for the lead on Therian. Man is there. And be honest with you, as they come to the open hand and 5 laps to go here in 600 kilometers at Charlotte, any 3 of these cars have a shot to win as they go to 1.
Yeah, I still got my my money on that Cineplex number 61. Also got GoPro on it, which I like GoPros, so I'm going with him, the 61 of Stafford. But Therian, 15 spots to the good. Although he's not in the hunt right now for the win, Austin Grederick, 17 spots up right now in 9th in the top 10.
4 laps to go. Back to turn 1. Look at the battle for 2nd. Stafford and man, Therian out in front. Jordan, he's strong, bud.
Yeah. Stronger than I am. I need to get me some Orgain.
Shane Therian, could tonight be the night for him? He's not won on the series yet.
I think tonight could be his night. Again, it's going to come down to the front 3 unless something happens. And of course, 3 laps to go, 3 drivers in contention of this thing right now. Stafford, again, he has a strong car. We've seen this, Wesley, now from the season start to now. You see that 38 and the 61, they're always up front contending when it matters.
To the line. Wow, 2 to go. Will we see a late race caution? Or will we go to overtime? Or will this take us to the finish at officially the scheduled distance? 600 kilometers, 250 laps. Shane Therian out in front. Look at the strong run he's got. Here he comes in turn 3. Out of turn number 4, it all comes down to this. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. A 3-car battle to decide the Orgain 600K at Charlotte. Turn 2 for the final time.
Now this is everything now. The caution flag cannot end this race. We will end it under green. And right there, Bronson Stafford right to the back bumper. He gives a shot to the shorts of Shane Therian. Oh, it may have cost him 2nd.
Man, up the track. Bracket Stafford couldn't get there in time. And now we are 5 for 5 on the Adrenaline iRacing League. It is Shane Therian winning here at Charlotte.
And of course, he'll get a little bump right about here from his teammate. They're congratulating, and we hear them going off. We got to get down to them quickly, as there's the fireworks going off, boys, here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Look at this, Jordan, look at this.
Yeah. Look at that. Put away.
You're gonna get the
You get the virtual race, then you get a fireworks show. It's 4th of July all over again. Yeah. Shoot them all in the air, brother. We celebrate. A fun time for sure. Wow.
loop.
What did you say, Jordan?
It's a loop.
It's a loop. Hey, before we get ready for the Clan Wars servers post-race wrap-up, which Charles Wooten will handle the interviews on himself, as I have to get ready for another iRacing broadcast here. Let's take a look, though, at the unofficial results to the Orgain 600K here at Charlotte, the longest running race of the season for the Adrenaline iRacing League, presented by Orgain Clean Nutrition. Shane Therian is your winner. Stafford is in second. Your pick from Canada, Bristol winner, coming up one spot shy, net code and all there, Charles Wooten.
Yeah, just a little bit shy of where I predicted him to finish, but definitely be looking forward to talking to him here in just a bit.
Sergeant Man third. Tyler Tomasi is in fourth. Caleb Smith is fifth. There you see the rundown of McDowell, Smith, Brakey, Stamp, and Coleman. Your top 18 on the board. A disappointing run also for Packard in 24, having to finish in 12th. And we had a total of 16 cars on the lead lap, even after Robert Keeney put us under caution. And here is the rundown of now the rest of the field, led by Rodriguez, Jump, Bourne, Walter, all of these cars out of it. We mentioned Braxton DeWeese, first car, 2 laps down at the checkered flag. A tough break for him. Jordan Studebaker, we're going to wrap things up. Cody will handle the Clan Wars servers post-race interviews. But what's your thoughts of this? What was a grueling event here at Charlotte? A long one.
Everybody raced really well. Sadly, Smith couldn't get the win. I believe he finished like 5th or 6th, right? He did really well though, and for the 38 car, he obviously, well, he won. So, props to everybody. Everybody raced really hard, and yeah.
Charles Wooten, what's your final thoughts, bud, before we let you handle post-race interviews?
A long but fun race, as always. The end comes, it ramps up, and well, it definitely it wasn't a disappointing race. It was a much cleaner race than Bristol, and definitely one to remember here for the LSR TV.
Race only plagued by 10 caution flags, 11 if you want to count the caution on lap 75 at the end of the stage. This race was presented by Orgain. Orgain provides itself in producing high quality, plant-based, non-GMO, healthy, nutritional products, whether working on your weight or your strength. They provide, again, producing powders, drinks, bars, and even products for the little ones. Yes, even adults and kids. Or head on over now to Orgain.com, just like we have done, Jordan and I, throughout the race on the website at Orgain.com, and you can browse their selection or shop based on your goal, whether again that's losing weight or gaining strength. Orgain.com. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage from Charlotte. We have to part ways early, Charles. I have other broadcast obligations going on of the 4 announcing endeavors that I do for iRacing, for esports. Always a pleasure working with you, and again, a fun time here at Charlotte. When it's all said and done, we are now 4 for 4 in the Adrenaline iRacing League, and now after tonight, we will pack up and head to the road course of Watkins Glen. Jordan, hometown, New York. We hope you've enjoyed it. Don't go anywhere. Quick commercial break. For Jordan Studebaker, Charles Wooten, I'm Wesley Outland. This has been LSR TV coverage of the Orgain 600 for the Adrenaline iRacing League. Don't go anywhere. Charles will wrap it up for the Clan Wars Service post-race wrap-up and interviews when we come back from Charlotte. Take care.
This broadcast is the copyrighted.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and race fans. We're here for the post-race show, the Clan Wars server post-race show. Again, Clan Wars server, the official communication partner of LSR and CV. We got your top 3 drivers here in the booth with us. We have Therian, Stafford, and Mann with us. We'll be talking to Mann first, driver of that number 49 machine. You come in third here tonight. A long, grueling race, 250 laps, 600 kilometers. I'm not even going to translate it into miles, well, it's just too much math. But regardless of that, first off, how was the car handling, and what was it like out here for 250 laps of Charlotte?
Well, the car was just really tight all race, and I mean, at first the car always started off pretty loose, but as the race went on, it just got tighter and tighter as the night went on. Track got cooler, so yeah, overall a tight race car.
Definitely, you put on a good battle here. You gained 1 spot from when you where you started in 4th. What do you think you needed to run down Stafford or Therian?
Well, I mean, those two, I couldn't pass them, really. They were just that quick on the final run, and I don't think I could have done anything, to be honest. But I wish that thing went green. I think I could have got them like before that. I think I could have got them then.
Well, definitely the way it played out, if it played out different, we might be seeing it different. We had some really long green flag runs and then a few cautions there. Did you think possibly this race may go into overtime? And if so, did you have a different plan if it did go into the overtime?
Really, my plan was just to see how the restarts go. Then I'll try to do whatever I can, because really the restarts dictate everything at this track. So yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously I would have had a different plan if we did go into overtime.
Again, congrats on 3rd place. Anyone you need to thank for making it as fast and putting a good finish for you?
Yeah, I would just like to thank my team, SPG Esports, and I would also like to thank Orgain for sponsoring this race.
All right, again, congrats on the 3rd place finish here tonight. And of course, coming in 2nd was my pick for the win, but unfortunately, Shane Therian had other plans and didn't want to allow me to have a good pick tonight. That is going to be Bronson Stafford. You finish in 2nd. You gain 4 spots from where you started. Same kind of question. What did you need to do to run down Shane here? Is it you definitely were right there on his back bumper?
I could have pushed him harder into turn 3, and I think he knows that too. But we kind of had it from the restart that we were just going to take the 1-2 in the order that we were in. I already had the 2 wins locked in. Shane was going for the win, and so it definitely still worked out. But if I really wanted it, I think I could have maybe moved him out of the way. But at the risk of the 49 having a shot at it, wasn't worth it. So
Well, we figured there might be possible some team stuff going on in there as well. But again, now that he has the win, Shane, you have to let my pick win next time. Regardless of that, it was a heck of a race, the longest race we've covered here for Adrenaline. And we want to get the thoughts of the drivers here. Do you like the long, grueling races like this, or do you like the little short ones that are 150 laps?
Yeah, kind of a toss-up. If it goes green, the long races are really fun. There's a lot of different strategies. I know at one point I was on a completely different strategy. I was pitting like every 30 laps. Other guys were going to be pitting every 50, and basically the race was going to be a 2-stop for them, but a 4-stop for me. And it was going to be interesting to see how it worked out. But every time we'd get a yellow, like kind of right when a cutoff point for strategy was, and it kept changing so much. So there was still a lot going on for the long race with all the cautions, but I mean, you kind of like both. If they go caution free, the long races can take shorter than the short ones. So
well, definitely it was a long one here, a fun race too, especially there at the end. And we know you got some sponsors on that car you need to thank, as so who does me.
Oh yeah, for sure. We have Sky Motorsports team. First of all, we got all of us. We were running stall tonight. We had some good strategies going, and just a couple of the guys got caught up in wrecks at the end. But Cineplex on board, and some Speed Shop and G Fuel, and all those guys. And we have them on every week, and we've done a really great start to the season so far. And hopefully we can just keep it rolling into Watkins Glen next week.
Well, there you have it. Your second place driver, Bronson Stafford, coming up with the win, as I've already mentioned, the 38 of Shane there, and he stole my pick's win, so he'll have payback for that later. But regardless of that, you get the win here tonight, Shane. You're locking yourself into the playoffs later. Does it feel good to get that win out of the way and know that now it's just all about winning, but you don't have that pressure of winning, you just want it?
Yeah. I've been struggling to get wins recently against my team. My team has been on a roll the last few months in any league. It's been wild. It's been fun, but yeah, it's good. I'm so happy to finally get a win, especially in this paint scheme. I've been running this Navy paint scheme, or a Navy paint scheme, since 2013. I've had the crappiest luck in them. Finally getting a win is just getting the weight off that shoulder. So that's really good too.
Well, and we did notice you got the Navy paint job, but if you look real close, folks, you see right on the nose of that car still has evil controllers on there as well. Again, he reps them. I've used them before. Great products over at Evil Controllers. Not endorsing them, but if they want to endorse me, that's great. And regardless of that, a long race here. It started out afternoon. It went to nighttime. How much did this track change from practice qualifying into lap 250?
I would say the fresh tires lasted a little longer as the race went on. Like first, when it was afternoon, the fresh tires last like 5 laps, and then it gets really tight. And when it got dark like this, you could just go full blast for like 15 laps before you got really tight. So I think that was a huge benefit for me at the end here, because I was really fast all race. I just couldn't get track position, and then when I got it, I was able to hold off the field. But the track it was good on short runs. It was all right on long runs. It got tight if you didn't ride the bottom. If you went to the top a little bit, you would just kill your right front. But other than that, it's just typical Charlotte.
Well, definitely, it was a fun race. You get 1-2 with the team. You get 1-2-3 for manufacturer here for Toyota. Of course, it's all over the front stretch of this track. Toyota restart zone, and you bring it home for the team. 1-2 and 1-2-3 for Toyota, even though third place wasn't on the actual team. Just an outstanding win. We're gonna let you go celebrate. Before you do, though, we know you got some people you got to thank on that card.
Yeah, like Bronson, the Sky Motorsports team, they've been on a roll. If you want to pick for next week, I would pick Austin Gutierrez. He's a road course ringer. He's been practicing Gutierrez, yeah. Pick him if you want to pick. And then, of course, on Navy, Evil Controllers, and then Orgain for sponsoring the event. This was Adrenaline's first sponsor, and it's kind of a big deal to them. So thanks for them for hopping on board, and of course, thanks for you for broadcasting. I'm a little upset you didn't pick me, but hey, I'm glad I took your pick's win away.
Well, we picked you too. There you go, though. And to wrap it up here tonight, we want to thank everybody for tuning in about an hour or so longer than normal, going on about an hour and a half. Again, it was a great night of racing. Overall, of course, they're in getting the win on behalf of myself and everyone else here at LSR TV. We hope you had fun watching the race. That being said, we're signing off for the night so we can go get some dinner, and we'll see you Wednesday night with the World of Thunder 87 Stock Car Series. Till then, have a great rest of your Sunday night, and we'll see you then.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.